I got disconnected.
Oh, you got hotspot on that phone?
Yeah.
Okay. That's smart. Yeah, it shows we live.
Okay.
It shows we live.
Okay, got it.
All right, Shalom.
Shalom.
Let's fix this real quick. First and foremost, we want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Kakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and peace and salutations to the elect. We are the Hebrew Israelites. We come out here week in and week out to prophesy the downfall of America, which is also known as Babylon the Great. Okay? And pretty much there's going to come a time where the words that are being pushed out here in the highways and byways, matter of fact, Proverbs chapter 1, you know, wisdom crieth in the streets, man. You know what I'm saying? Because, let me plug this phone up real quick. 1 second. Give me 1 second. Okay, we're good. Yeah. Because there's going to come a time where the words of the Lord is going to be, is not going to be able to be found. Okay? Right now, there's a overflow of the words of the Lord available on YouTube, man. Because brothers are constantly putting up videos, constantly going out to camp, right? On YouTube and so on and so forth. Even, you know, various other platforms, okay? That brothers putting videos up on. So Esau may take one video down, but we uploading 5-10 more videos to replace it. Shalom. Shalom. Okay? So that's what's going on right now. So let's get that precept real quick in Proverbs 1.
Proverbs chapter 1 and verse 20. Wisdom crieth without. She uttereth her voice in the streets.
That's what's going on right now. Wisdom, okay? Which is the spirit of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai, pursuant to 1 Corinthians chapter 2. We are pushing forth that wisdom, man. Proverbs chapter 8. We're pushing forth that wisdom from on high of what's going to happen. What's going to happen in the world, man, in a grand scheme of things. Okay, that's what the word prophecy means, to say before. Okay? So, can you read that again, Father Son?
God. Proverbs chapter 1 and verse 20. Wisdom crieth without. She uttereth her voice in the streets.
Right. That's what's going on right now. Wisdom is crying out, uttering her voice in the streets through the mouth of the prophets. Go ahead.
It says, verse 21, she crieth in the chief place of concourse, in the openings of the gates.
Yeah, the chief place of concourse is the modern day downtown. In the openings of the gates. Well, cities don't have gates anymore, but if this city was to have a gate, that would be the main point of entry. That would be the influx and the outflow of traffic, okay? Commerce, people, goods and services coming in and out the gates of the city. Some cities have multiple gates, but you had that main, every city had that main gate, okay, where everybody who entered and exited the city would have to leave through that gate, okay? Now, we're in the midst of the city. We're in the highways and byways, telling people what's gonna happen, right? Through the Spirit of the Lord. That's what's going on right now, still to this day, okay, in 2024. Is there more? You got a precept?
I got a precept for you.
Okay, go ahead.
Isaiah 13 and 1, the burden of Babylon, which Isaiah the son of Amos did see. Lift ye up a banner upon the high mountain, exalt the voice unto them, shake the hand, that they may go into the gates of the nobles.
Right, it says, lift ye up the banner on the high mountain. That's what we're doing, proclaiming the words of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai. When you had a vantage point, when you're at an elevated, you know, like that's why they got on the podium, you know, you're elevated so you can speak to the people. Your voice carries more when you're in an elevated position. So it says, read again about Shaf, high mountain.
God, I dropped it.
Oh, did you drop it?
God, I get it again. Isaiah 13 and verse 2 again. Lift ye up a banner upon the high mountain, exalt the voice unto them, shake the hand, that they may go into the gates of the nobles.
Right. It says, lift ye up a banner, raise up your voice, shake the hand. Okay, we're supposed to be going in telling our people, look, this is what the Lord requires of you. If you don't get right, then you're going to get judged. You see? Read that last part again.
God. Verse 2. Lift Isaiah 13:2. Lift ye up a banner upon the high mountain. Exalt the voice unto them. Shake the hand that they may go into the gates of the nobles.
Right. It says, shake the hand that they may go into the gates of the nobles, man. You're supposed to basically, you know, we're supposed to get on our people, man, because if they were adhering to what the Lord wants them to do, then we wouldn't have to be reprimanding our people. We wouldn't have to be correcting them and exhorting them because they'd be on point. But that's not the case, man. We're not in the new bodies yet. So we have all of us have things that we need to work on, man. You see? It says that they may go into the gates of the nobles, which is the point. Okay, the gates of the nobles being the places where the commerce is going down. Okay? If you turn the camera around, we're in a major intersection. This is Elm Street right here, and this is in Akron. What street is this?
Field.
Field Street. Yeah, which Field Street runs through downtown. Okay, this is this building, we're on the corner of the second tallest building in Dallas, the Renaissance Tower, and then this building right here is one of the largest residential buildings in Dallas,
yep.
in all of North Texas. You see? And so we're in the middle of all of this commerce, if you will. What are we doing? Proclaiming the words of the Lord as we've been commanded. So that's why when people ask, well, where's your church? You know, do you have a location?
Yeah.
Well, the original prophets, they didn't have no church. Okay? Now, in the sense of a house where people go to, that concept came along, you know, with the synagogues. That was like more of a later concept, right? With the synagogues, that was more during the Greco-Roman Empire. That's when the synagogues started. Okay? But prior to that, during the time of what we just read in Isaiah, Hosea, Jeremiah, so on and so forth, you had these men going outside, okay, lifting up their voice and proclaiming. What was Yahushua doing? Yeah, he went in the synagogues too, but he also went outside of the synagogues. A lot of places he would go where he fed the large multitude. That wasn't in a house, right? It was everywhere he went with Yahushua, right? So the ministry is not confined to a specific building, like the scriptures say. The Lord in Hebrews, the Lord does not dwell in a house made with hands. Yeah, you gonna say something?
No, I was just agreeing.
Yeah, you got something, bro?
Come.
Go ahead.
Nehemiah chapter 8, verse 1. And all the people gathered themselves together as one man into the street.
Yeah, now Nehemiah was during the Medo-Persian Empire, okay, which basically he was one of the men that was a contemporary with, you know, Zechariah, Ezra, Haggai, and Haggai, right? And basically, Nehemiah was zealous. Nehemiah was zealous for Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man. And he was out there prophesying, okay? He was one of the individuals that was of a high, he was the cupbearer, actually. He was the cupbearer of the king of Persia, okay? And basically, the king of Persia saw that Nehemiah's countenance was down when he heard about the tribulations that our people were going through when it comes to, you know, rebuilding Jerusalem, to the point where the Lord put the spirit on the Persian king at that time to let Nehemiah go and assist with the rebuilding of Jerusalem and the, you know, reestablishing of the temple, right? The building of that second temple, right? And during that process, you had a lot of things going on that was basically Nehemiah was setting things in order, okay? And one of the things that Nehemiah was doing was prophesying, man, okay? Like the brother's about to go into, you got it, bro.
God. Nehemiah chapter 8 and verse 1. And all the people gathered themselves together as one man into the street.
Now pause there. It says all the people. This was when Israel was more of a community. Jake talking about Black History Month. Right. We got to get together. Right. We got to stick together as brothers. You know what I'm saying? But they can't agree on the fact that they're Israelites. A lot of so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, they don't believe that they're Israelites. So they're reading this isn't going to do much to their faith, right? But when you understand that our forefathers go back to these people that we're reading about right here, it makes sense, okay? How powerful it would be when all Israel, when the congregation comes together, man, okay? And under Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, okay? But that's the only time where, and that's not going to happen until the Lord puts his laws in our inward parts, man. But that was the only time where we actually was right with the Lord, was when we actually adhered to what the Lord told us to do as a people, you see? But now, in these times that we're in now, it's the blood of Yahushua, okay, that's going to cover the elect, okay? And the elect, through the 144,000 and the rest of the large multitude, the individuals that don't get right with the Lord on this side are going to be brought back in the kingdom, okay? But kind of rewinding back to what we're reading here, it says all the people gathered together in the street, okay? Not in a mega church.
Potter's house.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Outside. Go ahead.
God. Nehemiah 18 and verse 1, Salakia, chapter 8 and verse 1. And all the people gathered themselves together as one man into the street that was before the water gate. And
Go ahead.
And they spake unto Ezra the scribe to bring the book of the law of Moses.
Uh-oh, there go Ezra.
Which,
okay. Now, I mean, well, I'm not sure. I got to double fact check and make sure that's the same Ezra, because there's a couple, more than one sometimes, but it could be. Go ahead.
God. It
Matter
says,
of fact, check and see that. Nehemiah, you keep reading, brother.
God, it says,
Nehemiah
8 and 1.
Yeah. Nehemiah 8.
And all the people gathered themselves together as one man into the street that was before the water gate, and they spake unto Ezra the scribe to bring the book of the law of Moses, which the Lord had commanded to Israel. And Ezra the priest brought the law before the congregation, both of men and women, and all that could hear with understanding upon the first day of the 7th month.
Right. You see that? The first day of the 7th month, okay? Which it says all that could hear, men and women, to read the law. Because when you read the law, you realize how you're not 100% right with the Lord. You see? It convicts you.
Right.
And so that should humble you, and that's pretty much what was going down, okay? Because our people are quick to get built up and puffed up, okay? Is there? Okay, he was a priest with Zerubbabel. Okay. Oh, a co-worker. Okay, yeah. Read that real quick. Yeah, read that. I want to know which one it is. Jump to the scripture index, and then go to Nehemiah 8. What was that? 8 and what? Verse?
8 and 1.
8 and 1. Click that right there, and then it'll tell you Ezra. Okay, it's the same Ezra. So yeah, we just want to make sure that's the same. That's the same, because there's two Ezras. You know, there's two different. You know, in the blue letter it says is Ezra, like, you know, the prophet Ezra. They wrote the first and second Ezras, and then Ezra in the canon, and then there's another Ezra, which was it says a priest with Zerubbabel, but it could be the same. But I just want to make sure, because sometimes you have men that have the same name, but it's two different men. So
it would make sense that it's that Ezra, the prophet Ezra, because you know, he had to rewrite all the laws, you know, after they were burned.
Of course.
Yeah. So it's the same from the first and second Ezra.
Yeah. Well, you know, first and second Ezra, ESDRA and Ezra EZRA. It's the same man. It's the same. But like when you, brothers didn't know that. If it's the same person. You know what I'm saying? It's the same person. It's the same person. It's just that the reason why. Well, who got the Apocrypha? Matter of fact, I got one. I got one. What does it say in the beginning of the Apocrypha? It says these are the books that were not found in Aramaic or something like that. Original manuscripts are not found in Aramaic. I know in this one, in the red Apocrypha, it'll say in the beginning of it.
Mine goes into like the word Apocrypha. Like
not that. No. It says the words when you go into when you go into Esther, matter of fact, let me pull it up real quick. Because you got a part of Esther is in the Apocrypha. Find the book of Esther real quick.
Is it Esther?
Yeah, Esther. Find that real quick and just read the first like little prelogue, just to back up what I'm saying. And then what precept you had?
Nehemiah.
It was some more.
Yeah, some more. The point was in verse 8.
Go ahead.
Okay. Nehemiah 8:3. And he read therein before the street that was before the water gate from the morning until midday. Before the men, he's going in for a long time.
Oh yeah.
Says before the men and the women and those that could understand. And the ears of all the people were attentive unto the book of the law.
Right. So hold that thought. I found it right here. The rest of the chapters of Esther. You know, the book of Esther is in the Old Testament with the story with, you know, Mordecai and Haman, right? And Esther. But then you have a portion of Esther that's in which is quote unquote the additions to Esther. And when you read it, I'll just show the screen real quick. It says, you don't got to do that, it's all good. It says, the rest of the chapters of the book of Esther, which are found neither in the Hebrew nor in the Chaldee. So basically saying, the Greek manuscripts were found during the time that this was, that this was translated, but they weren't able to find the Hebrew manuscripts. You see what I'm saying? So that's, part of, like, certain books have different reasons why they're in the Apocrypha, but I was just giving that example, to you brothers that didn't know. Because the reason why I brought that out was because of the first and second Ezra. Like, you can get caught up and say, oh, it's spelled differently. It's the same man. You get what I'm saying? It's the same man. And so they just may have been the manuscripts may have just been, in Greek, as opposed to the Old Testament, is in Hebrew, right? Of course, it was originally written in Hebrew. All the Apocrypha was originally written in Hebrew, but some of those manuscripts didn't survive in Hebrew, to the point where they just went off the Greek manuscripts. So that's the point. But
If you wanted it.
No. I just wanted to make sure it was the same person.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I had a precept.
Go ahead.
Because you had made a point earlier about, how, when they were reading out the law, it was to basically convict them, just like it should today. All right, this is the book of Romans chapter 3 and verse 19 in the NLT. Obviously, the law applies to those to whom it was given, for its purpose is to keep people from having excuses and to show that the entire world is guilty before the Most High, for no one can ever be made right with the Most High by doing what the law commands. The law simply shows us how sinful we are.
Yeah, you see that? You can't just be right you can't just follow the law perfectly, man. The scriptures say that no man can be justified by the law, okay? Because you can't follow the law to its perfection. What scripture comes to mind when you think about that? When no man can be justified by the law? What scriptures come to mind?
I think about one that says that if you can't follow one law, then you basically disobey all the other laws.
Yep.
I can't remember what it's at, but is it James?
If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, we can pull that one. I'm thinking about Romans 4.
Romans 8 and 20.
Yeah.
The preacher made subject to vanity.
Right. There's a bunch of scriptures that go into the need for baptism, being born again, right? Romans 6, Colossians chapter 2, And so basically the point we're making is in Nehemiah, it was basically a reminder, and we brought this out really because we were talking about, the camp and being outside, Here you go, brother. Being outside preaching, but that's break it down. But on a side note, he was reminding the people that, hey, look, don't get too high and mighty, don't get too strong out, and thinking that we all good just because we're back in the land. You know what I mean? There was a lot of. I know it was before the Roman Empire and before the Grecian Empire, but there was a lot of Hellenism in a sense. There was kind of like a lot of Babylonian amalgamation, right? Of course, this is before the Greek Empire, but it was kind of like they was already starting to get Hellenized. Even though it was before the Greek Empire, there was a lot of Israelites that didn't teach their children Hebrew. There was a lot of, women that had gotten with Babylonian men and had children with them, right? And just that short period of, what was it, 70 years, where they were in that, where they were in Babylon. And so Nehemiah was like, look, man, we need to snap into a Slim Jim. That's why when you go into Haggai, which is another contemporary of Nehemiah, what do we always bring out? Haggai 1 and 6. Let's get that real quick.
If I can add real quick, because as the brothers is going into, with the law being read forth, right? We just got in Romans, the 3rd chapter, how the law is pretty much set forth to show us how sinful we are, right? One example that comes to mind is King Josiah, right? Because before his reign, right, you had pretty much like the temple was totally disregarded by the Levites. Everyone left their posts. All right, they were setting up idolatrous practices in the temple, right? Just going completely off. All right, but then, during the time of Josiah, right, that worship started to be restored, but it came forth to a point to where, right, Josiah commanded that the scrolls be brought and read unto him, man. And his response, he wept. When the law was being read, he didn't get all puffed up and high and mighty. Oh yeah, I'm keeping. No, the Lord. That's what the Lord is looking at. He's looking at our response. Yeah. All right, to see right how far we truly have fallen from grace, and that's where He can start to aid and succor us, man. All right, but it starts with us humbling ourselves, but it has to come forth from hearing His word, man, with a contrite heart.
Yeah. It says He rent His clothes and everything. You see, and so. That's why, like you said, a contrite heart. That's a sacrifice that the Most High pleased in a contrite spirit. Contrite heart, a broken spirit. That's the sacrifice that the Lord is looking for. Basically, humility and realizing that you did something that you can never really repay the Lord back. Which is transgression of His word. You see, because the Most High, He's right. He's righteous. If He says to do something and we do the opposite, then we're in the wrong. All right. You see? And it takes humility to realize that. So anyway, let's get that in Haggai real quick.
This is Haggai chapter 1, and I'm starting verse 5. It says, Now therefore thus saith Yahweh Bashem Shah of hosts, consider your ways. Ye have sown much and bring in a little.
Yeah. You see, and that's the spirit. We started off with, the topic of the famine of the word, which we didn't even get around to yet. But it says what? Consider your ways, because there's gonna come a time where that spirit that the prophets are in right now, which is just telling our people, hey, look, y'all better get right before it's too late. Before it's too late, it's gonna become a time where that due date, that day of reckoning, is not going to allow you to keep doing your BS, man. Okay? Because ultimately you got children that if you warn them, hey, look, if you do this again, there's going to be consequences, and then they'll straighten up. But then you got a lot of them, especially if you went to public school, like in a more like, what's the word? What they say, like when you're in a good public school area, what's that called? Like when you're in a good public school area, I think basically when you're in a bad public school area, then you got a lot of niggas, a lot of hood baby kids. You go to a poor public school area, if I'm saying it right, you're gonna run into a lot of children with daddy issues and different problems going on in their family. And they're going to be disrupting the class, right? So you have children that you tell them, hey, look, if you do this again, there's going to be consequences, and they snap into it. And then you have other individuals, other kids that no matter how much you warn them, they still going to just be. I always used to like, man, damn, this kid just like me and bad. He just like me. You know what I'm saying? It's like, damn, like, dude, he got parents at home. Right. That's how the Lord looks at 2/3 of our people over here in Babylon the Great. That just, the warning keeps going out. You know what I'm saying? They keep getting grace. There's gonna come a time where you ain't gonna be able to call that ambulance, man. Yeah. The ambulance is not gonna be able to come and rescue you. The police, you know, our people love say, "Oh, I'm gonna call the police on you."
Oh, man.
You know what I'm saying? That's their you know, protection. Our women are protected by the police. Okay, but when that protection goes down, then who's gonna be your protection? You see? Anyway, you finish that?
God.
This is Haggai chapter 1, and we at verse 6. I'm starting at the top of verse 6. It says, ye have sown much and bring in little. Ye eat, but ye have not enough. Ye drink, but ye are not filled with drink.
Yeah. So you can put in all this effort into the world. There's gonna come a time where the Lord's gonna block that shit.
Right.
You see? And if you're spiritual, you'll pick up on it and be like, damn, you know what? Maybe the Lord don't want me to have this, or you know, or sometimes you just gotta pray, and sometimes no response is a response too. If the Lord don't answer your prayer, you know, I mean, you can keep praying it, but eventually, if he just don't want it to happen, it's gonna be apparent, and the spirit's gonna be like, your spirit's gonna change you. You're gonna take the spirit off of you of even wanting that prayer to be granted anymore. You know what I'm saying? And so, like with this place, well, one prayer we're not gonna stop praying is for Yahweh to come back. You see? And before that happens, the MOTB has to be, man, that's the spirit. The MOTB has to be made mandatory, man. Okay? And this 2024, the hopeful year of Jacob's trouble, that's what's gonna issue in Jacob's trouble full flesh. You see? Show that sign real quick, bro. Yeah, that's what's gonna bring forth this Jacob's trouble full flesh, man.
Right.
When this gets made mandatory, okay? You put down both the water. And there's a lot of steps being made. We had the successful human trial with the you know, the brain charagma, you know, with Elon Musk's invention. There's constant news going out, okay, about steps closer to this man's plan being fulfilled, okay? And where are you as the descendant of a slave gonna end up in that, you know, in the grand scheme of things? You think he gonna look at you and, hey, partner, you know, you want in on this cut?
Yeah.
With my new, you know, my NWO agenda? You want in on this cut, partner? No. You gonna say something, bro?
So I don't know if y'all saw, there was the article that came out, I gotta find it, but apparently the Fed now is linked to Ripple, and Ripple is linked to basically a brain, like an implant, like that seed, you know, the little rice, you know, the grain of rice.
Yeah.
XRP.
Yeah. Ripple is a crypto.
Yeah.
It's a cryptocurrency.
X.
Yeah.
And they're dabbling in that technology.
Yeah, because blockchain technology is what Esau is going to use in order to implement this beast system, man. That's the new wave. Okay, that's why it's even still a thing. Like, you know, like even if you don't really know what Bitcoin is or what this is and that is, you know, basically it's Esau is going to use it. It's a technology that Esau is going to use to tie in different infrastructures and track your ass better, man. Okay, because you can still pay with cash, you can still do certain things under the radar. Okay, but when you got your digital footprint, when you got your digital footprint that can be tracked with everything, then guess what? You ain't gonna be able to escape. You're gonna be able to track every payment. Okay? Everything. Right now you gotta go to banks and all that. No, it's just gonna be the Fed bank, and he gonna see everything, man. Okay? That's his plan. All right? Go ahead,
Sirach 27-29. A merchant shall hardly keep himself from doing wrong, and an huckster shall not be freed from sin.
They said a what shall keep himself?
It says a merchant shall hardly keep himself from doing wrong.
Yeah. A merchant, somebody who sells something, a vendor. Okay, because you can easily, like, okay, there's so many instances of cashiers just shorting people on their change, or stealing from, stealing from the store. When you have, buying and selling, you got to make sure that the transaction is just. You see, but now every transaction we have here, we got taxes on that. You see, you tax on what you receive, and you tax on what you spend. You see?
Got the G&T.
Go ahead,
in the G&T version, Sirach 26 and 29, a merchant can hardly avoid doing wrong. Every salesman is guilty of sin.
Well, damn.
Yeah.
Hey, if you're a salesperson, that's why people say, look, they don't trust lawyers and salespeople, because a lot of salespeople, merchants. Well, that's really what a merchant is. A merchant is somebody who sells something. So if you have a shoe store, okay, you sell shoes, you're a salesperson. Technically, it's not just only when you go to the car dealership you're dealing with a salesperson. Anytime you at the register and you about to buy something, you looking at a salesperson essentially. He's making a sale, even if it's for $1 or $10,000. You see? So there's a lot of ways to finesse and scandal people there. But Esau's gonna make sure he gets every drop from your ass when he institutes this MOTB. Okay, that's the point, because you're not gonna be able to evade taxes with this. Okay, he gonna see every transaction down to the T, and he's gonna require. Ain't gonna be no more floating cash and I did this much of my business, and hiding all the cash. Esau know you do that, but he can't track it. So he's just like, man, well, to hell with it, At least with the credit card stuff, you can kind of track it, But that's why it's all going digital, man. You gotta go.
Obadiah 1 and 5. If these came to thee, if robbers by night, how art thou cut off? Would they not have stolen till they had enough?
Yeah, that's Esau's mentality. Basically, he's like the Grinch. He'll take everything and up to the very last crumb. Even though when thieves come and they take your stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, let's say for example, somebody break into a jewelry store. Them niggas ain't gonna take every little watch, every diamond, everything out the store. They gonna take what they can and they gonna get up out of there.
Esau gonna take the soap out the damn bathroom.
Yeah, Esau will stay in your country and mine your resources for 500 years and make the locals slaves, basically, to extract their own stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, he'll make what they say, blood diamond.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? All of the different a lot of these different, diamonds and other precious stones, that come from Africa and stuff like that, and gold and stuff, and other precious metals. Man, you think them? Come on, bro. They're exporting, bro. Why you think America's so rich?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They're exporting that shit. They're exporting it to here and to other countries. To sell, turn them into TVs and Teslas and stuff. Well, meanwhile, them countries barely got hot water and running electricity. You know what I'm saying? So that's an example right there.
Bro, I was looking.
Yeah, no, you got it.
Yeah, I was looking on social media a few days ago, and it's somewhere in Mexico, but it's like it may be in Mexico, maybe Chile, somewhere in the
Tijuana with the Amazon thing.
Yeah. You know what I'm talking about? Okay, Tijuana.
Yeah.
Like, bro,
that's in Mexico.
In Mexico, the water. Like, it just showed images of, like, Jake, Latino tribes just living dirt poor, man, living in little huts, like they don't even have homes. But then, like, right there next to it, you got this big ass multi-million-dollar Amazon building they just newly constructed, man.
Yeah.
So it goes to show you, man, how much of the devil this man is.
Yeah. Hey, remember how big Amazon grew during 2020 when everybody there was a job shortage and everybody was ordering stuff online, man, Amazon was hiring like a big dog.
Man.
Half the camp done applied to Amazon in 2020. You know what I'm saying? Them niggas grew big time.
Yeah.
You see? So whenever the going gets tough, the big companies get bigger and the smaller companies disappear into nothing. Imagine all the little small businesses that completely just went out of business during that time. You know, which it wasn't too long ago.
Yeah.
You see how Esau can just press the button and shut the whole world down. You see? To where that shit took years to recover. People lost all types of stuff. Anyway, are you gonna say something, bro?
Yeah, can I read a definition real quick for the word mercenary? Normally when you hear the word mercenary, you think of somebody like a hired hand, like a pirate type thing, right? But when you read it in the etymology, it says one who works only for hire, one who has no higher motive to work than love of gain.
One more time, bro.
Yeah, so it says, so the word mercenary in etymology is one who works only for hire, one who has no higher motive to work than for the love of gain.
Yeah, that's Esau. Well, like the scripture says in Sirach chapter 6, you know what I'm saying? Basically, he set his own soul to sale. You see, just to kind of get ahead a little bit. But that's Esau's spirit. He the one that sold his birthright just for a meal. You see? So he don't matter. He doesn't care about the long-term consequences of his actions. He wants it now. Okay? And that's why Revelation the 18th chapter, you're going to have to receive double for all his works, because that tab that he's built up in his spirit is going to come crashing down on his head, man.
Yeah, he got that J.G. Whitworth spirit.
Yeah, 877 cash now.
My money, I want it now.
Yeah, but guess what? But the Amalekites are the ones that put that interest on top of interest. That they're the ones who really got. That's how they got rich, through that interest, man. That usury. You know. And so really, that's why we're not supposed to put usury on our people. That's why our people stay in debt. Okay, that's why we're not able to get ahead, because he decides not only who to lend to, but he decides the interest rates. Okay, he decides who gets what interest rate. If you're a Jake, you get a higher interest rate, meaning if you borrow $1,000, you got to pay back $1,800, versus if you were Edomite, you only got to pay back $1,100. Just giving a example. You know, if you have a higher interest rate, that means that you have to pay a higher amount fee just to borrow the same amount of money. Let me get this for you. Con, you got it, bro. That's what's up. It's right there. No, it's 144. He pulled up right here.
Circle lights on.
A RAV 444.
Hey, that's the spirit, man. This is Deuteronomy chapter 23, verse 19 and verse 20. It says, "Do not charge interest." Or this is in the NLT, by the way. Shout out to Alizar. It says, "Do not charge interest on the loans you make to a fellow Israelite, whether you loan money or food or anything else."
Yeah. So that shows you that basically that's brotherly love right there. You know what I'm saying? Because the Bible is the ultimate family, wealth, what they say, community. Like the laws in the Bible, man, when it comes to dealing with your brother, when it comes to property and goods and services, even if you have a brother that you're employing, okay, there's ways for that brother, and according to the law, to come up on a level to be able to have his own situation. Like when you look at Jacob's situation, he worked under Laban or Laban, okay, for 7 years, for Leah, and then another 7 years for Rebecca, right? And then he had all this wealth afterwards, right? That's how Rachel at the water. You know, he had 7 years for Leah and 7 years for Rachel, man. Okay, and after that 14 years of working, Laban didn't want him to leave, but he had to let him leave. But the point is, when Jacob entered into the situation, and when he left, he had a big lump sum of wealth. He had all of these sheep, and the Lord blessed him with that, right? But
he pretty much made Laban pretty much. I mean, Laban was already pretty much rich.
Yeah.
But he pretty much doubled his increase.
Kind.
You know, because the Lord was working with him.
Yep.
You know, so like what the brother's going into when it comes to like family, like for example, let's say that you have a brother that need a place to stay. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You ain't gonna sit here like if the brother's down and out.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you can stay here. You know what I'm saying? Let's say like he don't got nothing. I'm talking about nothing.
Yeah.
The only way you can stay here, man, you gonna start paying me rent.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Now, granted, you know the brother's in a position whereas he gets a job. You know what I'm saying? You let the brother save his money up.
Yeah.
So as what? He goes out. Pretty much you leave off in a better position because now you got money saved up to be able to get a job, get a car, or get an apartment, get a car, whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
Now somebody else is assed out and they just ain't doing shit. They ain't trying to look for no job. They're just sitting there, just be in this house on your couch. You coming home from work, they just on your couch.
Yeah.
They show on, your feet kicked up, the bag open.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The bag of chips is open. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, left over.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Just sitting there, the plate. You know, you done made some salad and you ate a little remnant of the bowl.
Yeah.
That's the inside joke for me. So, all right, you know what I'm talking about.
PS4
You know what I'm
controller on, finna die and shit.
Yeah, man. Like, you know what I mean? So, like, at that point, you're like, all right, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, look, you got until this time.
He's a slugger.
Exactly.
Yeah, but like you said, bro, if there's a situation where a brother's in need, or let's say a brother borrowed something, you know, he was in a bind and he borrowed something from you, right? He borrowed, let's say, you know, $100. You know what I'm saying, for something. Well, if you go and get a payday loan from Esau, that $100 is gonna turn into, you're gonna have to pay back probably $160.
Yep.
And if you miss that payment, boy, that's your butt.
Yes.
That's your behind. Then you're gonna have to end up paying $300 by the time it's all over, said and done. But you only borrowed $100. So that's keeping you in a cycle of being poor. Versus, according to the law, if you borrow $100 from your brother, you know, you ain't supposed to charge him interest. That's to protect you, like the scripture say in Sirach, when thou doest good, know to whom thou doest it. If you lending to somebody that's prone to not paying people back, you know what I'm saying? Then that's another situation. But once you enter into that, that agreement with the brother, you ain't supposed to charge interest like how Esau does. But Esau will start up financial institutions. He'll start up banks and credit unions just to charge you. I mean, come on, that's how banks make money. A lot of them, they just make money off the interest, from the loans. Everybody that got a car has had to pay interest.
Well, it's called a car loan.
Yeah.
Or a mortgage, you know what I'm saying? A mortgage literally goes back to the word death, like, because you ain't gonna, for the most part, you ain't paying that mother off.
Hell no.
You know what I'm saying? And like you said, that's how banks get money. That's how they get rich, I'd rather say, because you got something called fractional reserve banking.
Yep.
Whereas they have a fraction of what they have on the books. They have a fraction of the actual hard currency actually in the bank.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They don't got, a bank may have $200,000 in the bank or something like that actually, but and then somebody's computer digits is millions, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They don't really actually have that money. That's why for bank defaults, what do, man? They start, when these banks begin to default, when this economy crashes, what they gonna do? You're gonna have to owe the bank back the money that's in your wallet, in your bank account. I'm gonna need that back to pay that debt off. You know?
Yep.
I'm gonna finish this up and we get your point. Verse 20, Deuteronomy 23:20, it says, "You may charge interest to foreigners, but you may not charge interest to Israelites, so that the Lord your power may bless you in everything you do in the land you're about to enter and occupy."
Mm-hmm.
You got it.
Yeah, it says you may charge interest to foreigners. So guess what? We're gonna require, things from the other heathen, man. In the kingdom, hey, you're gonna have due dates.
Yep.
Okay. And if you late on your shit, we can charge you a fee. You see, but in the kingdom, ain't gonna be no Israelites in debt. You know, that's how it's supposed to be. We're a nation of kings and priests.
Right.
We're not supposed to be in debt to no other heathen. Okay. But even in the kingdom, even to other Israelites, we all gonna have our own set of servants because we all gonna be in that right spirit. we're not gonna make no mistakes. You see? So these other nations, they're gonna have to get with the program, man.
Yeah.
And that shows you, that's another precept that shows you that Israelites are special, man. Okay? But see, now you got Esau, these guys saying that that they're the people. You got the world thinking that these are the ones that scripture is talking about. So they're the ones that can charge us. And their demented minds, they're right. In their demented minds, they're justified in charging us interest, and all the world charging them interest, because they got the world thinking that they're the Israelites, man.
Yep.
You see, and the world believes it. So really, for you to think that these people on this, the self-proclaimed white people, okay, are the true chosen people of the Most High, really, you basically saying that these are the rightful rulers of the earth. Which, if you think that, you got demons on you, man.
Right.
See? Because look at the state of the earth right now. You got, can you say his name? Benjamin Netanyahu. I hope you can.
Benjamin, not a real Jew.
Yeah, Benjamin, not a real Judite. Okay, basically saying that if you, go against the narrative that we said, if you go against the status quo, against the narrative that we said, what happened on October 17th, basically you are an enemy of the state and we can persecute you.
Yeah, you can get locked up for 5 years in prison.
Yeah.
That's the new rule. That's the new law that they passed. That's the scripture that talks about woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees.
Yeah.
You know.
And that segues into what we was intentionally going to start with, which was the famine of the word. I know you had one precept. Is it still fit? If
it's
not,
all good.
we can circle back to the ones.
Amos.
Yeah, we just get the Amos 8.
This is
Matter of fact,
Amos.
hold on, brother.
Okay.
Let this brother read it.
Okay,
Amos
okay.
8 and 11, because I know you got two more, right? You had that
1 Samuel 28, Ezekiel 7.
the water. Yeah, you get the Amos 8 and 11. Bible shot.
All right, this is Amos chapter 8 and verse 11. It says, "Behold, the days come, saith Yahweh Shai, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the words of Yahweh Shai."
Yeah, and like we started off with the sermon in Proverbs 1 and 20, right? Wisdom cried without, she uttered her voice in the streets. There's gonna come a time where that spirit of the Lord is flowing like living waters. Okay, it's gonna be, it's not gonna be accessible, man. YouTube's gonna get shut down. Okay, your access to the internet is gonna get shut down. Remember what happened in 2020 when there's a military, basically military blockade. Nobody could be outside. You know what I'm saying? Nobody could be outside after certain hours. If you even was driving your car down the street, they stopping you, and you ain't gonna be able to, man.
Yeah, you had to have you pretty much had to have a I forgot the word.
You talking about essential worker?
Yeah, like an essential worker's paperwork or something like that in order for you to drive.
But I'm talking about with the George Floyd thing, when with the riots. Remember,
it was a little bit different in Atlanta than it was down here. I mean, you had your moments where they was boarding up buildings and stuff like that, but it didn't go down like they thought. Now, I remember when you was in Atlanta that time, it was different out there than what it was down here.
Man, they had the helicopter. I remember that day, it had the helicopter. It was just a bunch of niggas in the street. I'm like, what's going on? But even when I was here though, it was like a curfew. That's what it was. It was a curfew. Remember they had the military. That's what I was talking about.
Yeah.
And it was like a perimeter. They showed the map. No civilians after, let's say, 8 p.m.
Yeah, we had to close camp early.
You know what I'm saying? That's come on, bro. We couldn't do it. Then what? You know what I'm saying? But imagine that times 100. They cutting everything off. They limit your usage of your internet, because they do that in other countries.
Yep.
The other countries, North Korea. You know what I mean? They don't have just access to Facebook and all the stuff that we got like that, man. Their version of the internet, their experience, the WhatsApp, they don't got that. Their experience of the internet is completely different.
Yeah, because out there, like for example, in China, like for every one person, you got like 50 or 60 cameras for every one person.
Right.
You know, you got your social credit score. You know, and if your credit score is at a particular level, they'll plaster your name.
Yeah.
All on the billboard, like this is such and such. Their social credit score is this. They did that. I remember a video. This guy was trying to get on a train, and he was trying to scan. He was scanning his badge to get onto a train, and his social credit score was so low that he couldn't even use public transportation. You know, and China's pretty much like a forerunner. You know, China's a forerunner to what they want to do here.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So like that whole lockdown, it's gonna be a lockdown on steroids out here, man. It's gonna be like what we see in China and these different countries. It's gonna be like that times 7 down here, man.
Yeah.
You know.
Yep. And people gonna go back to them antidepressant pills,
Man.
and then when they can't get them, they're gonna lose it.
Yep.
You know, remember all the memes that was coming out on TikTok and all that? All the women, I just can't take it anymore. They was having mental lockdowns, mental meltdowns. You know what I mean?
They already got mental lockdowns already. Man.
You know what I'm saying? It's waiting for that, you know, that stimulus check, or that what's the other one? Well, that, but you know, unemployment.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Unemployment. You know, the stimulus check. You know what I mean? That shit wasn't nothing but $1,500. That's 1 month's rent. Okay, congratulations. You see? But let's continue on that Amos, Baba Shah.
God. This is oh yeah, it's lucky.
Or I'm sorry, yeah, I know you was holding it for a long time. You got it.
This is Amos chapter 8 and verse 11 from the top. It says, "Behold, the days come, said Yahweh Bashem Shai, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the words of the Most High. And they shall wander from sea to sea, and from the north even to the east. They shall run to and fro to seek the word of the Most High, and shall not find it."
Yep, and that's exactly what's gonna happen, man. Very soon. Okay, that happened back then on a level, you know, to where basically when the Assyrians came in and, you know, basically jacked up all of Samaria, everybody was trying to figure out, scrambling, trying to figure out what was going to go, you know, what to do, and trying to figure out what's going on. Everybody grabbing their head, pulling their hair out their head, trying to figure out what to do. Okay, but it was too late. Okay, now how much more now? How much more now when Jacob's trouble comes into full effect? You see, when Daniel 12:1 comes into full effect, man, the day that never was before since there was a nation. Okay, that day of trouble is coming. You see, and hey, when the elect are sealed, 100%, right?
Yeah,
when it's 100% sealed, guess what? That's it, man. Then the destruction gonna come. You better hope you of the large multitude. You see, we hope we of that number.
Okay.
All right, but I wanted to get that in.
Let me read the last verse from there.
Okay.
The last of the chapter.
This is verse 13. It says, "In that day shall the fair virgins and young men faint for thirst. They that swear by the sin of Samaria, and say, Thy God, O Dan, liveth, and the manner of Beersheba liveth, even they shall fall and never rise up again."
All right. So what does that mean? For your brothers on the other side, what does that mean?
Read it one more time.
Read it again.
Verse 13 again. It says, "In that day shall the fair
Mind
virgin."
you, it says in that day. So we understand and know this is talking about the famine of the word, right? Go ahead.
God, it says, thanks, like, "In that day shall the fair virgins and young men faint for thirst.
Go ahead.
They that swear by the sin of Samaria, and say, Thy God, O Dan, liveth, and the manner of Beersheba liveth, even they shall fall and never rise up again."
So what's that talking about?
Falling onto idols, kind of swearing allegiance in that day because you want to be comfortable.
You're going in the right direction. You're going in the right direction, and your answer is not wrong. Your answer is actually right. But it's also more to it. But you're actually right though. You know what I'm saying? You are right. What's significant about Samaria? What's significant about Samaria? And what's significant about Amos's ministry? Who did Amos go to preach to? He went to go preach to the northern kingdom, right? What's something very significant about the Northern Kingdom? Who was the first king of the Northern Kingdom?
Yep.
Beautiful, correct. What did Jeroboam institute into his kingdom? Right, idols, specifically the golden calf, right? So, what was the capital of Jeroboam's kingdom? Samaria, right? And where were the idols located in? Where was the golden calf located? He had two of them. He placed two golden calves in two cities. Samaria was one of them. Not Beersheba, but in Dan. But Beersheba is within Dan. So you're technically you kind of go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say, Dan. Whenever you hear from Dan to Beersheba, we just went on. It's fresh in my mind.
Yeah.
Dan is a tribe, but there's a city called Dan that was in the land allotment of the tribe of Dan, which is basically known as the farther northernmost. That's why I got my map.
Yeah.
The farthermost north city in Israel. And then Beersheba was located in Judah all the way at the bottom. So whatever it says from Dan to Beersheba, it basically means from top to bottom. You know what I'm saying? Or the edges. Like when you read it, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know what I mean? And because well, I wanted to make sure you finish your point because I was going to show you.
No, I was just going to say because one thing about the northern tribe, was the fact that there was two golden calves. There was one in Samaria and there was one in place in Dan.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So so read that verse one more time, and then now you can go into what you're about to go into. Go ahead and read that verse one more time. Actually, read it again, but go ahead and try to break it down now. Now we have a better understanding of what's being talked about. Go ahead.
Just the last verse.
14. This is the last verse.
All right, this is Amos chapter 8 and verse 14. It says, "They that swear by the sin of Samaria and say, Thy God, O Dan, liveth, and the manner of Beersheba liveth, even they shall fall and never rise up again."
Now that we got to understand it on that, what could that mean? And this question is posed to anybody. You pretty much already got it, Barb, so you can go ahead and try to answer it.
Well, I was going to read something actually here that kind of talks about, kind of breaks it down. It's like a little...
go ahead.
Yeah, so basically it says, the God, O Dan, the golden calf or ox, is a representative of the Egyptian god Apis or Osiris.
Apis the bull. Apis the bull or Osiris. Apis the bull, all right, when you go into the history of it, okay? I'd rather say it back. I'll say it forward than backward, all right? Sarapis Chrismas is a Greek equivalent to Apis the bull in Egypt.
Yep.
So when you think about Sarapis Chrismas, and Jesus Christ, that's a sin equated to the sin of Dan. Those that trust in the sin of Samaria.
Yep.
Pretty much these people will still be trusting in their idols and trusting in this system, trusting in Jesus, that they're going to save them, but they're not going to be delivered at that time. When the famine of the word is going out there, they're going to still be trying to look for it, but trying to still go a different way. Right?
Can I grab it? Isaiah 19:3, "And the spirit of Egypt shall fail in the midst thereof, and I will destroy the counsel thereof, and they shall seek to the idols, and to the charmers, and to them that have familiar spirits, and to the wizards." Yeah, just going into the precept, and the breakdown that the brothers is beautifully going into. That's what's going to happen, man. All right, because right now the Lord His spirit is upon the earth, right through the form of this ministry. But soon the Lord is about to withdraw, right, this word, man. All right, and that's going to lead these people after to be completely clueless and without counsel. They're going to resort to their first resort, man, which is calling on Jesus.
Right.
All right, calling on Allah, calling on Buddha. All right, calling on the black woman. All right, because they have no other choice.
Yep. That's why the scripture says, "Woe unto them that go into Egypt for help." And that trust in the shadow of Egypt. You see, and it says also too. It says that they walk with another covering, for lack of better words, but not of my spirit.
Yep.
And when you get that word covering, it goes into a libation or a drink offering poured out to another deity or another god. You got it right now.
Yeah. So my infamous map time. Okay, so going into the scripture that we just read in that Amos, the water brother, in that Amos, I'm gonna try to see if it let me zoom in. Okay, there we go. I'll just hold the flashlight. All right, so what we just read was Amos
I'm
8.
trying to make sure the camera, because it was kind of like a reflection.
Okay, yeah.
Just kind of hold it up though, like. So
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah,
That's good.
That's good right there.
All right, so if you see the green, the brothers on the screen, you can see the green, and then you can see the purple. The green is the northern kingdom, and the purple is the southern kingdom. All right, can you read that verse again, Baal Kashah?
God.
And Amos?
This is Amos chapter 8 and verse 14. It says, they that swear by the sin of Samaria and say thy God, O Dan, liveth, and the manner of Beersheba liveth.
All right, let's pause there. Like the priest Tazman was going into, Jeroboam, who was the first king of the northern kingdom after the split, right? After Solomon died, you had Rehoboam, okay, who was Solomon's son, and you had Jeroboam, who was the son of Nebat, right? Jeroboam was the king of the northern kingdom, the king of Israel, right? The first king, which you can read about in 1 Kings chapter 12. Now, this is a map, basically, of the kingdoms of Israel and Judah during that time. And you can see here, if you let you zoom in, it says Jeroboam built a sanctuary here, this little white box above my finger. And he said he also built a sanctuary here. Okay, the first one up here in the north is Dan. Now, if you look, it says Phoenicia and Syria. Those are the surrounding nations, basically, that were influenced these border cities. Okay, Dan was basically like a border city. It was one of the northernmost cities in Israel, right? So it would be first to encounter influence of other nations, right? And so he built a sanctuary there. And it said also in Bethel, okay, which is basically the southernmost city in the northern kingdom, the southernmost city in what would be known as Samaria.
And Bethel means house, pretty much house of the Most High, house of the power.
Right. And then also you have Beersheba, right? Hey, help me out, brother, real quick. My finger right here. Bethel, okay? Make sure the brothers can see that. Bethel, where my finger is right here, is one of the southernmost cities in Judah. Okay, so I just want to point that out. Can you read that one more time, bro? The water, brother. Yeah, con.
So 1 Kings chapter 12 and verse 26.
Yeah.
It says, and Jeroboam said in his heart, now shall the kingdom return to the house of David. If this people go to do sacrifice to the house, in the house of the Lord at Jerusalem, then shall the hearts of the people turn again unto the Lord, even unto Rehoboam king of Judah. Then shall they kill me and go again unto Rehoboam king of Judah. Whereupon the king took counsel and made 2 calves of gold and said unto them, it is too much for you to go up to Jerusalem. Behold thy gods, O Israel, which brought thee out of the land of Egypt. And he set up one in Bethel and put the other in Dan. The other he put in Dan, Salakia.
Yeah.
It said, and this thing became a sin. Just going into what you did. He said that was a reason too, because he knew our people traveled down unto Jerusalem. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So he set that up. You know what I'm saying? And because he, like we just read, he knew that the people's heart would be turned back unto the Most High. Yep. So he set up the golden calves, man. And that golden calf wasn't something that was new.
Right.
You know, that golden calf was something that Jake was familiar with, because it was the same thing that our people was doing in Egypt. You know what I'm saying? Even when we was coming out of Egypt into the wilderness, so Jake was still worshiping that golden calf. So it wasn't, you know, and who do you think Jeroboam got it from? You know what I'm saying? Jeroboam got it from Solomon. Solomon was putting up all kinds of idols all over the damn place, man. When you read the first Kings, the 11th chapter.
Right.
You know, but he was like, see, these be your gods. Man. You know, these be your gods that you gonna worship, and he made a temple. You know, you had the temple in Gerizim.
Yeah.
You know, pretty much that. You know. So Jake was going up there sacrificing, you know, and then that's when the Lord, pretty much all the northern kings was wicked as hell, man.
Yeah.
Every single last one of them.
Yeah. But it's just because Israel was so rich, because you just had Solomon. Really, Solomon, he liked Jeroboam.
Yeah, that was like his right hand man, like his bodyguard, pretty much, like his right hand man.
Yeah, it said he was a industrious man, meaning like, you know, he was profitable, for lack of a better word, like, you know,
get shit done.
Yeah,
like, Jeroboam would get shit done. Like you need something done. Jeroboam was on point and getting shit done for Solomon.
Yeah, you know. So, but he just was off. He was, you know, and the Lord had it to where the kingdom was split, and Jeroboam was the one, you know, that pretty much led the northern kingdom afterwards.
Well, I'll put it like this. Yeah, Jeroboam would completely smooth the fuck off, right?
He's like Donald Trump.
Excuse my language. Like he did go off, you know. But remember, the prophet Ahijah met him. And he was like, the prophet Ahijah seen him. You know what I'm saying? Because remember, King Solomon was told that his kingdom was going to be run out of his hands. You know what I'm saying? And then the prophet Ahijah met Jeroboam in the field, and he took his garment and rent it into 12 pieces. But can I get a quick precept?
Yeah, you gotta go.
You still in Kings? I'm sorry, was somebody reading Kings?
That was Benaiah.
Okay,
I got it right here though.
Get 1 Kings 12 and read like verse 5 and 6, I think.
1 Kings chapter 12 and verse 5. And it says, and he said unto them, depart yet for 3 days, then come again to me. And the people departed.
Go ahead.
And King Rehoboam consulted with the old men that stood before Solomon his father while he yet lived.
Go ahead.
And said, how do you advise that I may answer this people?
Go ahead. And
they spake unto him, saying, if thou wilt be a servant unto this people this day, and will serve them and answer them and speak good words to them, then they will be thy servants forever.
Go ahead.
Verse 8, but he forsook the counsel of the old men, which they had given him, and consulted with the young men that were grown up with him.
Pretty much Rehoboam didn't advise wise counsel. Go ahead.
And which stood before him. And he said unto them, what counsel give ye that we may answer this people? Who has spoken to me, saying, make the yoke which thy father did put upon us lighter.
Because pretty much King Solomon also had, he had Jake actually working too.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And he actually had heavy levies on Jake as well. But Rehoboam pretty much increased it. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
If I can add, that's pretty much goes to fulfillment of what the judge and prophet Samuel said will happen whenever we'll get a king to reign over us. Pretty much he's going to be a tyrant, man. All right, it says, and he said unto them, what counsel give ye that we may answer this people who have spoken to me, saying, make the yoke which thy father did put upon us lighter.
Go ahead.
And the young men that were grown up with him spake unto him, saying, thus shalt thou speak unto this people that spake unto thee, saying, thy father made our yoke heavy, but make thou it lighter unto us. Thus shalt thou say unto them.
What verse you at?
Verse 10. And like the last section of it.
Yeah, just read verse 11 and 12.
Okay.
Verse 12 is the point.
Okay. 1 Kings 12 and 11. And now, whereas my
father, not verse 12. Jump down to verse. Just jump down to the point of verse 15.
Okay.
Because this is the point I want to get for the pre-side. No, go ahead.
1 Kings 12 and 15.
It's like for starting so high. I thought it started a little bit lower. Okay.
1 Kings 12 and 15. Wherefore the king hearkened not unto the people, for the cause was from Yahweh, that he might perform his saying, which the Lord spake by Ahijah the Shilonite unto Jeroboam the son of Nebat. So when all Israel saw that the king hearkened not unto them,
that was pretty much the point.
Oh. Yeah. Basically, like the priest Azamah is going into, man. You know, the Lord put His Spirit on Rehoboam to mess the bag up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Just for basically just for the sake of prophecy. You know,
for the kingdom to be split, that had Rehoboam had to take the unwise counsel. Pretty much I'm gonna increase the levies on y'all. My father put levies on you. I'm gonna make it worse.
Yeah.
But the Lord did that so that people's minds could be turned to Jeroboam. For the kingdom to be split. Ultimately, prophecy to be fulfilled.
For Jake to end up getting judged.
Yeah.
You see, so it was all spiritual, man. He had one job. All he had Rehoboam's whole life was just on autopilot. All he had to do was just say con to his advisors, and but like going into this, the king's heart is in the hands of the Lord, man.
Right.
Like as the rivers of water, you know what I'm saying? As the rivers of water, meaning that you go on a Discovery Channel and you see a helicopter pan view looking at the Amazon rainforest, how them rivers be swiggling. As the rivers of water, He turneth it whithersoever He will. Hey, if you make you go left and right in your life, that's the influence of the Lord. See? You got it, bro.
Zechariah 11 and verse 13. And the Lord said unto me, cast it, so like it, Zechariah 11 and 14. Then I cut asunder mine other staff, even bands, that I might break the brotherhood between Judah and Israel. So yeah, that's what the Lord did, right? But you know, when we go through these particular historical accounts in the scriptures, as the brothers just went into, right, we see the preceding events that led up, all right, that caused, right, the staff to be broken in half, northern kingdom and southern kingdom. And in the grand scheme of things, is all to really make us hope upon Yahweh Shah, right? As scripture says, the gathering of the people shall be unto Judah, man. All right, and here we are in the last days, northern kingdom and southern kingdom, find ourselves once again on one plank, on one stick, man.
Yep.
You know, but this had to happen, man. All right, because we went off, starting with Adam.
Yep. Yep. We had to fall away from that understanding. See, because what we're reading now, that's history that a majority of Christians, they won't even, Rehoboam with Jeroboam, they might know Solomon because they say, oh, that's the wisest man that ever lived, but they wouldn't know, they wouldn't be able to tell you who his son was. Right. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, this is a key point in our history, man, because basically that map that I showed, that was our country. That was the country of
United Kingdom of Israel.
You know what I'm saying? That was and we was in the hub. We was in the geo-economic epicenter, geo-economic hub of the world at that time. You see?
You got people still trying to fight over it. To this day, you got nations that are literally scratching and clawing and fighting. Yeah. Like it says in Joel the 3rd chapter, scratching, clawing, and fighting over our land to this day, man.
Yeah, yeah.
You said, like it says that they had parted my land. You know what I'm saying? Like literally, because that's the man. These people know that Israel is that's what I call it, the fertile crescent. That whole region, man. They already know. Yeah. But since we're not there, the chosen people ain't there. It ain't flourishing and blossoming like it should be. You know, you look at Israel, it's just desert land, and you know what I'm saying? Like, well, when we was there, man, like that's why it was called a land of milk and honey, man.
Yeah, con.
You know?
Yep. Con. Yeah, because when you read what is that, Joshua chapter 2 or chapter 1, it basically goes into how we're supposed to have the land from north to south, east to west, man. Yep. You know, all the way to the Euphrates River. You know what I'm saying? All the way to the Mediterranean Sea, up top. You know, I'm trying to remember the border, the northern border.
Land of the Hittite. Hittite.
All the way down to Arabia, man. We're supposed to have that. You know, and in the kingdom, we're gonna get that back because you got a lot of carnal guys that's like, you know, man, how is all Israel gonna fit? What? Was it a woman that said that? Man, I know I didn't hear it just one place. You got
woman said it too.
Yeah. You got people that really like look at Israel. If you go on Google and type in Israel on a map, and they look at that piece of land, they think that we ain't gonna be
all gonna be in Israel. Like sardines. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Like, come on, bro. How simple can you be?
I got something for you. Go ahead. You probably got the same piece.
What you got?
Isaiah 54.
That's what I got.
Yeah. Bro, y'all said it at the exact same time.
You got it out there.
God. This I'm gonna start at verse 1. Isaiah chapter 54 and verse 1. Sing, O barren, thou that didst not bear. Break forth into singing and cry aloud. Thou that didst not travail with child, for more are the children of the desolate than the children of the married wife, saith the Lord. Enlarge the place of thy tent, and let them stretch forth the curtains of thine habitations. Spare not, lengthen thy cords, and strengthen thy stakes.
Yeah, it's gonna be like an expansion of land, man. Basically, we're gonna get our borders back, but see, even during the time of you know, like Saul and King David, we had to fight. You know what I'm saying? For, you know, every city. Remember that military campaign that Joab was going on? He was taking cities. You know what I'm saying? Every city you took, you get that border between that city, the prairie land, and between that city and the next city. You see, and you had to capture the next one. But in the kingdom, all the other nations are gonna be subservient unto us. We're gonna get our right land allotments back.
Right.
Okay? You got it, bro.
God. Verse 3. Isaiah 54 and 3, for thou shalt break forth on the right hand and on the left, and thy seed shall inherit the Gentiles, and make the desolate cities to be inhabited.
Yeah, because when you go on a map, you know, I ain't gonna bring the map out again, but when you go, you like just type in on Google like a map of ancient Israel, you're gonna see very close to the borders of Israel, Moab, Ammon, Edom, Syria, okay, Damascus, Philistines, okay, those cities that really are all pretty much in the land of Canaan that the Lord said, you know, really belong to us, but we didn't fully get them out in the kingdom. We're gonna get them cities.
Deuteronomy 7 is going to be fully implemented in its totality.
Yeah.
But it's not just going to be the 7 Canaanite nations. It's going to be Yahweh Shah coming back with many crowns on his head. It's going to be a complete domination, and it's going to be a conquering. It's going to be a conquest.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's going to be Yahweh Shah is coming back for a conquest of the planet Earth.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lesson I right there.
Man, yeah. And there's going to be a lot of babies being born, yes. Israelite babies being made, yes. You see? And even when you go into Joshua, there was whole cities, you know, like that would just basically be given to, you know, whoever took it. You know what I'm
like,
saying?
Man, look, whoever be the first to take the city, man, you know what I'm saying? You get my daughter. Bet. And they were on there just spiting everybody, yeah. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? You know, well earned. He earned that. That's that dowry. Well-earned wedding dowry, man. But in the kingdom, we're gonna get that, because Esau, bro, he names whole galaxies after himself. He names whole, you know, countries and continents after himself. You know, America. We say it all the time. Amerigo Vespucci. You know what I'm saying? Africa, Neo Scipius Africanus, however you pronounce that shit. You know, all of these names that they, you know, basically put on. They put their names, all the names of the states, Georgia, Washington, Louisiana, Virginia, Carolina. Those are people.
Yeah, like Louisiana is like goes back to Lewis and Clark, the expedition of Lewis and Clark. Mm. That's where the name Louisiana comes from.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep. So, hey,
New York,
man.
York goes back to England. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like, you know that, you know, Babylon and England it's all the same. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Same thing.
That's right. You got something, bro?
Go
ahead.
Isaiah 49:19.
We can switch speakers in like a couple minutes. So I know some brothers kind of did that. We'll switch in a few minutes. Okay. Go ahead, bro.
Isaiah 49:19 in the NLT. Even the most desolate parts of your abandoned land will soon be crowded with your people.
Yeah, like think about how when David was dwelling in the wilderness. At first, he was dwelling down there by Beersheba, down there in the south, the southernmost borders of Judea. You know what I'm saying? He was kind of just down there, like, you know, off in the cut. Okay, but just like how Dallas is growing, you know, people ain't really necessarily moving to the city limits of Dallas. They may move to Frisco or McKinney, you know, Forney, you know, Garland, Grand Prairie, you know what I'm saying, Waxahachie, like they'll move in one of the suburbs because Dallas is already packed. But you can still live in the metroplex, maybe a little bit cheaper, go 30 minutes out. Yeah. You know, that's how it's going to be. It's going to be, you know, Jerusalem, basically the hub, but then we're going to branch out, right? Was that the one?
It's more.
Okay.
Isaiah 49:19 in NLT. Even the most desolate parts of your abandoned land will soon be crowded with your people.
See that? That's what it's going to go back to re-inhabited. You know, there's a lot of spaces in the land right now that's just basically arid. You can't really grow no food there. You can't really have no agriculture there. Okay, that is gonna be revitalized in the kingdom. Okay, what does the scripture say? Where it talks about the tree is gonna rejoice when Esau goes down. You know what I mean? For no feller has come up upon them. Right. You know Esau loves cutting down trees that produce forth fruit. You know, only bro, you go outside of Babylon, you start seeing trees that actually have fruit on them. It's like, oh damn, Like, you know what I mean? You feel like you at a zoo or something, a museum.
Taking pictures of it.
Yeah.
Like that shit.
Like, damn, look at this, a lime tree. Damn.
I got some.
I seen a real apple tree in life,
Right,
huh?
right, for real.
Isaiah 35, verse 1, it says, the wilderness and solitary place shall be glad for them, and the desert shall rejoice and blossom as the rose.
Yeah. It says the solitary place is gonna be glad when Esau gets thrown down, man. Okay? Because he doesn't know how to properly. Esau abuses the earth.
Yeah.
You see, he don't know how to give the land its Sabbaths and so on and so forth. You see? You got it, bro.
That's why Scripture says that the whole creation groaneth until now for the manifestations of the son of the sons of the Most High, right?
Salakia. What's that region? I believe it's in like the area of like Australia. What's the coral reef?
Yeah, the coral reef. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, the coral reef. Like they gotta, put artificial coral reefs in there because like it's so like the ocean is so toxic right there. All the coral reefs dead, and that used to be a very beautiful location, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Esau just jacks everything. He's the son of perdition, man. You know what I'm saying? That's right there. Verse 2. It shall blossom abundantly and rejoice even with joy and singing. The glory of Lebanon shall be given unto it. The excellency of Carmel and Sharon. They shall see the glory of Yahweh and the excellency of our power.
Yep. These other nations, when the land gets turned back to its full potential, okay, when it gets renewed in the spirit, because when Israel's in power, man, it's gonna be like I don't know if y'all remember that cartoon Puff the Magic Dragon. Basically, like at the end of it, when everything turned back to color, but in the during the movie, if you watch it, it's just like everything started off as black and white, and then at the end of the movie, everything goes back to color. Everything got back lively again. You see, but basically until then, everything's sick and dead. Okay, so back to that's it. That's on that.
There's more.
Okay, yeah. Let's get back to that real quick.
Isaiah 49 and 19 in NLT. Even the most desolate parts of your land, abandoned land, will soon be crowded with your people. Your enemies who enslaved you will be far away.
Yeah.
The generations born in exile will return and say, we need more room. It's crowded here.
Yeah. See, but that's. I mean, we were born in exile, man. You see, we're born in exile. We're born in, like the scripture say, we have no continuing city. We're born in captivity. But what Yahweh said, there be some standing here that shall not taste of death. You see? So there's gonna be, brothers that basically won't have to taste of death, but enter into the kingdom, and they're gonna basically run out of space.
Yeah.
Because it's gonna be, it's gonna be a lot of baby making going on.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say it like that.
If I can add, because that's what the Lord always does whenever he drastically reduces Earth's population, like during the time of the flood. All right. Well, what was the first commandment one of the commandments that the Lord told Noah? All right, go, multiply. Jeremiah, Jeremiah the 50th chapter. If I could grab it real quick out, it goes into it's actually Jeremiah 30, and it get it. This is Jeremiah chapter 30, and verse 31. So like it. Jeremiah chapter 31, and verse I want to say 20.
Verse 15.
Okay, here we go. Verse 27. Salaki. Jeremiah 31 and 27 in the NLT. The day is coming, says the Lord, when I will greatly increase the human population and the number of animals here in Israel and Judah. And how's that going to happen? How are humans populated? All right, how are humans brought forth? Through the act of sex. All right, because when you read this chapter, right, goes into right before we enter into the new covenant, man. And before that, there's going to be a great onslaught here upon the planet Earth, right? So the population of mankind is about to be dwindled down, all right, even amongst our own people, right? But as he just said, the day is coming to where he's going to increase the human population again. Yeah. So there's going to be sex in the kingdom, man.
Yeah. Hey, well, because when you read it in the King James, it says, "I will sow the seed of man and beast." Right? So because what's gonna come? The reaper right, to this place, okay? And there's going to be a spirit of death on this place. And really, especially, of course, Babylon the Great is going to be completely wiped clean. But throughout all the earth, you know, the wicked of our people are going to get put out, okay? And then also, you know, there's going to be a lot of judgment going on amongst the other nations as well. But afterwards, after you reap, then it's time to what? To sow again. Plant those seeds again. We're going to be repopulated, okay?
Yeah, because there's still going to be people here. I mean, it's still going to be people, not here, but there's still going to be people on the planet Earth.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like, there's still going to be people on the planet Earth, man. You know, there's going to be missiles that's going to be hitting Europe. There's going to be missiles that's going to hit, you know what I'm saying, Canada. But these places aren't going to be completely destroyed, though.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? America's the only place that's going to be completely wiped out, but there's going to still be people straggling around in different areas of the planet Earth, man. Women. You know what I'm saying? All that.
Yeah, hey, because when you think about it, like when you look at Game of Thrones or any of these older, like, you know, TV shows, or I'll say TV shows that were based on, even though Game of Thrones is fictitious, it's kind of based on, like, you know, the old medieval time way of living. If you had a tribe take over one city, they wouldn't just tear the whole city down or whatever. They used the castle that was already built.
Yep.
You know, and build on that, fortify it. You know what I'm saying? Make garrisons in it. You see? So that's what will go down. You think Alexander the Greek was just tearing down every city that he came through? Nah, he would, you know, put, you know, a military presence in there. You know what I'm saying? And tax them, and then, you know, he'll let the people keep doing their thing. If it's a heathen, you know, if it's a heathen city somewhere all the way where we, you know, where they gonna be at, and it's not part of our land, you know.
That's like with Jerusalem.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Jerusalem, the Jebusites used to stay there.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So what happened was, he went in there, King David went in there, completely smited them.
Yeah.
You know, like you read in, what is it, 1 Samuel or 2 Samuel chapter 5, I think it is.
Yeah.
He went in there and completely took over the city of Jerusalem, which the Jebusites was there, and then what? You know, but matter of fact, can I get that preaching for you? Because
Joab went up in there.
Because it tells you specifically.
I can tell you what happened.
Well, I just want to read it, you know, just for the sake of it. This is 2 Samuel 5, verse 6. It says, "And the king and his men went to Jerusalem and to the Jebusites, the inhabitants of the land, which spake unto David, saying, Except thou take away the blind and the lame, thou shalt not come in hither." So pretty much I was talking shit.
Yeah.
It says, thinking David cannot come in hither.
Y'all know what that means? I said, "Thou take away the blind and the lame, thou shalt not come in." Basically calling all of them blind men and men that wasn't able to walk. If you lame, you crippled. They're like, all right, look, only way y'all can come in is y'all take away all the blind and the crippled dudes in y'all army, because the walls of Jerusalem was so. First of all, it was set up on a hill. You know, for any brothers that know about, you know, the siege of Jerusalem and how long it took the Roman army just to get in that mug, you know what I'm saying? It lets you know it wasn't easy. You know what I mean? Or even, go ahead, I'm sorry, brother.
I was just gonna say, and it had a big wall around it.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. Or even with Nebuchadnezzar, he didn't just cartwheel up in there. He had to besiege that mug. You know? You got it, bro.
Yeah, like Jericho. Like Jericho is known for its walls, and like in major cities, you would pretty much have an outer wall, and you would have an inner wall too.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? You would have an outer wall, an inner wall, and then where the king was, the king pretty much dwelt like pretty much in the back of the city. He didn't just dwell like in smack dab in the middle. He would dwell in the back, and there would be a wall around his area too.
Yeah.
So you had to actually, you know what I'm saying, you had to work to get to the cities, man.
Kind.
It says,
It kind of reminds me of Constantinople. If y'all brothers look into the Byzantine Empire, the reason why it stood for so long is because the walls, which the remnants of those walls are still up to this day.
They're huge.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It took the invention of gunpowder cannons, basically the first guns, which was big, enormous ass cannons. It took the invention of cannons. Well, not the invention, because it was being used during the engines was being used. Certain like catapults and things like that was being used like during the Maccabean revolt. You know what I'm saying? But specifically cannons, like how we see them, you know, they had to basically make a cannon just to tear them walls down. That's how thick they and layered they were. You know, talking about the city of Constantinople. But anyway, you got it, bro.
And if I may add, just to kind of lay back on what you said, even the ancient Babylon, their walls were so thick. They had like 40-foot thick walls. And they used to do chariot races around the top of the walls, man. That's how thick those walls were.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, man. So it wasn't just no light thing. You going up there with a hammer and a nail trying to hit the wall down. You know what I'm saying? Or you just like, it ain't like, you know how a nigga jump a fence. That wasn't happening. Now King David, he was leaping over walls.
Yeah.
It tells you, because the scriptures tell you that. It says that the Lord made his legs like hinds feet. Whereas he could leap over a wall. Now was he just standing there jumping? Nah, but you can imagine the Lord, King David had power. He had spiritual power too.
Oh yeah.
Whereas he was like an extraordinary human. Like he was hella strong. Like, you know what I'm saying? You just imagine. You know, the Lord was with him. It says, and the king and his men went into Jerusalem, 2 Samuel 5 and 6, and unto the Jebusites, the inhabitants of the land, which spake unto David, saying, except thou take away the blind and the lame, thou shalt not come in hither. Thinking David could not come in hither. Nevertheless, David took the stronghold of Zion. The same is the city of David. And David said on that day, whosoever getteth up to the gutter, right, this is like what I now was saying, whosoever getteth up to the gutter and smiteth the Jebusites and the lame and the blind that are hated of David's soul, he shall be chief and captain.
Yeah.
Like you said earlier, it's like he pretty much gave a bet, like, man, all right, so whoever goes up in the city, man, that does this and kill the lame and the blind, man, I'm gonna make them the captain of my army.
Yeah. Which they wasn't really lame and blind. David was calling them lame and blind because
he was talking shit to them.
because they called David's army lame and blind.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? We'll see who's lame and blind now.
Yep.
I'm saying?
It says, wherefore they said, the blind and the lame shall not come into the house.
Yeah.
So David dwelt in the fort and called it the city of David. And David built round about from Milo and inward.
Yeah. You see? But hey, that shows you that slang, we're the inventors of slang. Because it says, whenever it says, wherefore they say it, another, I'm getting on a lot of side notes today. But you know, when David's hip was dislocated, and after that, it says, until this day, basically, they don't eat that part of the animal, you know, where David's hip was located. You know, slang and tradition, a lot of that stuff, that comes from Israel, man. You see? But
So it said that he built roundabout from Milo inward. Pretty much what's that saying in layman's terms, that he pretty much extended the city already from what it was. Like, it wasn't like David went in there and just threw down all the buildings, burned up everything, throwing shit down, kicking over buildings, and you know, now you got to start fresh and build buildings all over again. We got to build this tower. Now, like, the tower was fortified, and it was a dope ass tower. David kept it.
Yep.
And he just added to the city.
Yep.
You know?
That's right.
So that's, you know, that's what we're gonna do. That's what we're gonna do though. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta think, you just gotta just think and extrapolate with the missiles. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's gonna cause all kinds of chaos throughout the world. It's gonna cause the earth to rock to and fro like a drunkard, shake. You know what I'm saying? And that's also gonna cause, which I believe, you know, I'm speaking as a man, of course, I believe that's gonna cause other land masses to come up too. You know?
Yeah.
The earth ain't gonna, the whole earth, the earth is not gonna look the same whenever the missiles hit this place and the Lord is done completely taking down this beast system. Things are gonna be different.
Right.
And if I could also say, you know, the first time the Lord, you know, pretty much destroyed this place, you know, through the flood, you know, the earth was changed at that time as well. You know, but Esau called it what, Pangea? You know, so when the floods of the fountains of the deep opened up, you know, it cracked the earth, man. You know, so when the Lord come back, you know, and come back and destroy this place a second time, you know, like, you know, brother Han had mentioned, man, the world's going real to and fro. So it's gonna change the way the earth looks, man.
Yeah. Like a volcano eruption, you know, when a volcano erupts, pretty much it makes new land. Like, you know, not all the time, but sometimes a new island will pop up. You know what I'm saying? Because it ain't just gonna be no, you know, it's gonna be volcanic eruptions happening, man. Like, things are gonna happen on the planet Earth, man. Tidal waves, you know what I'm saying? Volcanoes erupting. The missiles hitting off in different places, man. That's gonna cause, and the earth is big, man. The earth ain't just no small. That's why people think, like, where everybody gonna be at? Like, do you understand how big the earth is, bro? Like, the earth is huge.
They don't.
Like, the earth is, come on, bro.
Bro, even if you took a plane going 700 miles an hour, it would take probably a whole day, more than a whole day, to fly around the circumference of the whole earth.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, earth is huge. Anyway, well, I know you got a precept. I'll let the next brother come up and speak, whoever, had a, yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Oh, okay, come. Yeah. This the book of Haggai, chapter 2, and verse 6 in the NLT. He says, "For this is what the Lord of Heaven's army says: in just a little while, I will again shake the heavens and the earth, the oceans and the dry land. I will shake all the nations, and the treasures of all the nations will be brought to this temple. I will fill this place with glory, says the Lord of Heaven's armies. The silver is mine, and the gold is mine, says Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua of Heaven's armies." You speak on God, yeah, that's just going to what the brother's point was going into, man. Right, during the time of this second destruction, this one's going to usher in the kingdom of heaven. The Lord's going to shake the desire, meaning the wealth, right, and the glory of all these nations, and bringing it to, right, amongst the nation of Israel. And when you continue to read down that chapter, he says, "For the glory of this latter house shall be greater than that of the former," man. All right, so it's going to be the time that we're coming into is going to be much more glorious than the time of the garden, the time of the reign of King Solomon. All right, so this place is about to be beautified. Revelation 21st chapter, he says, "Behold, I make all things new." Yep. Right, but what's going to make that is this great shaking that's about to happen upon the earth, man.
Right. Yeah. And that's the balance. That's the balance, of the judgment that's about to come. We know great death is coming, right? We know America's about to be destroyed. A lot of people are getting ready to die, right? But on the flip hand side of that, all right, the kingdom is getting ready to be established, and pursuant to Isaiah 65 and 17. Matter of fact, we can read that.
God, this is Isaiah chapter 65, verse 17. "For behold, I create a new heavens and a new earth, and the former shall not be remembered, nor come into mind."
Right. So the Lord's getting ready to create a new heavens and a new earth. All right, and that's in all aspects, right? Starting first and foremost with you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, right? Going from being on the bottom of the totem pole to the top, where you were created to be, But that's ultimately going to manifest as well, all right, to this entire planet Earth, right? The systems and the things that we're used to on a daily life, those things are no longer going to be remembered. All that shit is going to be a thing of the past, man. Could you read that again, Baba Shah?
God, this is Isaiah chapter 65, verse 17 from the top. "For behold, I create new heavens and a new earth, and the former shall not be remembered, nor come into mind."
Yep. So when we in the kingdom, ain't nobody gonna be asking about, fucking McDonald's, man. Ain't nobody gonna be asking about all this wicked shit we see here in America.
Yeah, remember when LeBron James broke the scoring title?
Yep.
That shit gonna be out the door, man. We ain't finna be thinking about no, what I'm saying, we're still having debates about who greater than LeBron James or Michael Jordan. That ain't gonna be no conversation in the kingdom.
Yep. All that shit's gonna be done, man. And really, through the Spirit, we're already in the mentality of the kingdom. We're already meditating on the things that Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua promised to us via the scriptures. We're not worried about, all right, all the mundane and repetitive shit happening at our fucking jobs, man. Excuse my language. We ain't worried about that. You got brother.
God, I just want to bring out a quick precept just to make a point. This is Job 20, I'm gonna start at verse 5, or I'm gonna start at verse 4. It says, "Knowest thou not this of old, since man was placed upon earth, that the triumphing of the wicked is short, and the joy of the wicked for a moment," and that ultimately is going into Esau's rulership, but I want to get to I want to make a point on this as well. It says, "Though his excellency mount up to the heavens, and his head reach unto the clouds, yet he shall perish forever like his own dung. They which have seen him shall say, Where is he? He shall fly away as a dream, and shall not be found. Yea, he shall be chased away as a vision of the night." And that's the point right there that I want to bring out. Because ultimately Esau's rulership it's gonna, you know, this is pretty much gonna be a big nightmare to us when we in the kingdom.
Yeah.
You know, we're gonna think about this like, damn, like, you know, remember, you know, hey, we was in captivity, so it's gonna be like a far away thought or a far away dream or nightmare that we had, and it's not gonna seem real to us when we in the kingdom. Even though it did happen, you know, we still gonna remember that, you know, the chastisement of the Lord, but like the brothers going into, man, that's how these things that we experiencing here in our lives right now, that's how it's gonna be in the kingdom, man. You know, it's gonna be like a far off dream, a nightmare that we had. You know, we was living in an apartment, 1-bedroom apartment, 3 kids. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Working 2 jobs.
Yep.
What, you know, having maybe when brothers were younger, taking the bus to work every day. Maybe brothers still doing that today, you know what I'm saying? But,
Right.
you know, those things we're going to remember. I'm going to say, man, damn, like, that's crazy that we was in that situation.
Yep.
But now what? Now we thinking of the things of the future, man, like the kingdom.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Brothers, I know all y'all brothers thinking about things that y'all going to have in the kingdom, man. You know, you say, man, I got the chariot parked in the back of the crib. You know what I'm saying? Brothers say, well, I might have a waterfall just coming out from the back of my bed. You know what I'm saying? Like, brothers, meditating on those things. You know?
Psalm 126. Psalm 126 talks about how, you know what I'm saying, it's going to be as if you wake up from a dream. But this is really I mean, they call it the American dream, so that just proves it right there. I mean, it's called the American dream. The dream is not real. The dream is something that's a fabrication of your own thought. It's a fabrication of your mind. So Esau fabricates your reality.
Yep.
And it's really, you know, it's this reality that we live in is really hell. Like, I seen a picture of a Monopoly board, and it said, imagine going around a Monopoly board imagine playing Monopoly without buying no kind of properties. Yep. You just going around the board every time, just collect 200 until you either go to jail or, you know what I'm saying, or you gotta buy your way out of jail, or just, you know what I'm saying. That's literally our life, man. We literally just going around collecting 200 all day long. Can't, you know what I'm saying, not owning no properties, but you know, you either can go to jail or you get a chance card. And even with the chance card or community chance, with the community chest, you may have to pay a tax, or you may have to pay a tax.
Damn. You land on somebody else's property, you gotta pay
them. Yeah. That's literally our life.
Yep. That's those curses. You know, no matter what Jake don't understand that there's a spiritual ceiling that's been set on your life on this side. You know, you can be the smoothest talking, most talented Jake, all right, to ever grace the planet Earth. Guess what? Deuteronomy 28 is still in effect. No Jake is above, you know, the curses that the Lord has set out. You know, and that's why we're crying out, all right, to be delivered by Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man. You got it. Yeah.
This is Colossians chapter 3, verse 2. It says, set your affection on things above.
Right, set your affections on things above. Right, and the things that are above is also, you know, the things that are in front of you. Right, case in point, the scriptures talk about being occupied in prophecies. All right, that's not just written there for no reason. Right, because when you sit back, all right, and if you, you know, Satan will try to get at you, you know, when you're going through particular things. If your mind is centered around what you got going on right now, right, I'll let it pass. You know what I'm saying? But like I was saying, you know what I mean? If you're constantly, you know, marinating in the hell you catching, you know, constantly thinking about it, worrying about it, guess what? You're gonna be through. Satan gonna get your ass. You know, that's why the scriptures say this right here.
This is Colossians chapter 3, verse 2. It says, set your affection on things above.
Right, set your affections on things above. Right, so spiritually, all right, we're projecting into the future. You know, yes, we're catching hell. Yes, we're gonna have to go through the straight gate. Right, but ultimately, our sights are set on the kingdom, man. That's the only thing that matters. There's more on that?
Yeah, it says, I'm reading from the top, Colossians 3 and 2. It says, set your affections on things above. And yeah, set your affections on things above, not on things on the earth.
Right, not on things on the earth. Right, carnal things. Right, your job. Right, you know, you know, your woman, right? You got your head up your woman's ass, right? You know, your your material possessions.
Yeah, really just this life. You know, because this life, if you set your affection on this life, it's not real. It'll take you out. It'll take your mind out of the battle. It'll take your mind and put it back into something that's not true. So whereas you start having desires of wanting to excel on this side, knowing that it's all going to be destroyed anyway. Yeah. That doesn't mean that you just be mediocre in your life. That don't mean that, you know what I'm saying, you just don't got no job. You know what I'm saying? You just say F everything. You know what I'm saying? You got a woman right now, you just kick her to the curb. Your kids, you just kick her to the curb. Oh, you still just do what you do. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, you know that this isn't the end all be all. You know, it's like what Yahushua told the apostle Peter. You know, Peter asked him, he's like, Lord, what we gonna get in return? We done forsook everything, man. He's like, look, if you that follow me in the regeneration, you gonna get all it back anyway, but you're gonna get it back in righteousness, though, not in wickedness. You gonna get it back in right. You ain't gonna have no children that just badass, snotty-nosed kid running around. You know what I'm saying? Just being a little demon just all damn day, man. Not that our kids is like that, but you see these little baby's kids walking around. You know what I'm saying? I want to get that word affection for you.
That's the spirit. You got it.
Go ahead. You got it.
What you got in the etymology? Or you just got it
in the blue letter?
You gonna get it. I had the etymology. You can do it.
That word affection in the Greek is phraneo. You can break it down as I go into it. Phraneo, right? It says, I'm gonna read a little bit here. It says to direct one's mind to a thing, to seek or strive for it. Makes me think strive for the truth unto death, right? Jude, it says contend for the faith, right?
And can I add on that too? Because like it said, Baba Shah, could you read that one more time? It's like
it says to direct one's mind to a thing.
Right, which made me think about, the scriptures talk about meditating, on the scriptures. You have to get your mind out of the world, and you gotta meditate on these scriptures. You gotta meditate on Yahweh Shem Yahushua. And then it said in that next part, it said what to direct or
to direct one's mind to a thing.
Yep. And then the next part was I'm slacking.
No, you good. It makes me think to direct one's mind, just to add on to what the brother Rock saying, is Yahushua said, he said, let your eye be single. Yep. You know, when you got to direct your mind to something, typically if you want to direct, like have a direct sight at something, you got to close your eye and like if you looking through a sniper scope, you can't look through that mug with both your eyes open. You got to close one of your eye and like you got to be single-minded,
And even like your iPhone camera, or certain cameras that aren't like real high quality, if you put it on a particular thing, it's gonna take a minute
to focus
for it to like lock in and really focus. Yep.
It says to seek or strive for it, to seek one's interest or advantage.
Yep. And seeking, that's an action, right? So it starts with the mind, right? But that's going to produce a certain action, right? Case in point, we're all out here right now. That's an action, right? Going out to the highways and byways, right? Making your body a living sacrifice. That's a token, of the faith, right? The scriptures talk about faith and works.
Yep. Bro, check this out. It's a little bit more. It says to be of one's party, side with him. Bro, to be of one's party,
kiss the son.
Bro,
that makes me think about the Lord is raising up the house of David. And when you consider the house of David, that's not just, an empty title, right? We're talking about an actual rulership here on the planet Earth, starting with, Yahushua. King David, the 12, the 144,000, so on and so forth. That's an actual governing body that we're about to see take over the planet Earth.
What was that last part you said?
It says to be of one's party or to side with him.
Yeah, to be of one's party and to side with him. That reminds me of the time when Moses came down from Mount Sinai, and he came up and pretty much said, whoever is on my side or whoever's with the Lord, come on this side. Yep. You had certain men come out, and then what they do, man, they put the others to death. They slew them.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what that means, being of one's party. Like when you're playing like a RPG game or a turn-based game, you know what I'm saying? You have certain, yeah, you got to join that party, man.
Yeah. But you got to be invited. You know what I'm saying? You got to be invited to that party. And it says to be at one's party and to side with him also made me think about sitting at his table. You know, like it says, I think it's in Luke 17:22 or something like that, where it says that those that continue with me in my temptations, those that continue with me in my temptations, they're going to sit down and sit down at my table, and for lack of better words, and sup with me. So when you if you in the club or whatever case may be, you get the table, you get pretty much how it's sound like, man, look, you get to be in my section. You know that we trying to be in the spiritual section of Yahushua, man. That's a blessing, man. We trying to be in the spiritual section of Yahushua, man. You know, there's a little bit more to this definition here. It's kind of dope. It says being personified, to pursue those things which gratify, to pursue those things either which gratify the flesh or the Holy Spirit. You see, you got it.
Yep. The scriptures say, "Strive for the truth unto death." You know, this is a non-stop, all right, journey that we on. You know, the scriptures talk about, they liken, the Lord unto a shepherd, right, and us unto sheep, right. Sheep and the shepherd, when he's shepherding his sheep, they're not just aimlessly walking around in circles. There's a destination at the end. There's a destination that shepherd is taking his sheep to. So when those sheep are on a journey, they're striving every step. They're going to a particular place. And that's what's going on right now. Even though we cannot see Yahushua with physical eyes, here say, we can see what he's doing in the spirit, and we're following accordingly. From the elders and apostles on down. Those are our shepherds.
This is Matthew chapter 6, verse 33. It says, but seek ye first the kingdom of Yahushua and his righteousness.
It says, seek ye first, right? Letting you know the priority, right? There are priorities to this thing. And like the brother Taz was beautifully saying, right? The scriptures aren't saying once you come into this truth, all right, just go into the forest, all right, and with your Bible,
yeah,
all right.
Musky, deodorant, you know what I'm saying? Not even, you know what I'm saying? Soap is wicked, just stop using soap.
I mean, it's telling you to correct your priorities. All this shit in the world is really, it's irrelevant. The kingdom is our first priority. You got it.
Right. From the top, this is Matthew 6:33. But seek ye first the kingdom of Yahushua and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you.
Yep. And if I may, can we grab that scripture? I think it's Luke 17, where it talks about the kingdom of heaven is within you. Bible shop. Can you read that one more time?
God, I got you. This is Matthew 6:33 from the top. But seek ye first the kingdom of Yahushua and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you.
Yep. And when it's really going into that inward man, right? It's really going into that inward transformation that's taking place. When you enter into this truth, right? Through the hell and through, the particular things that we going through, the admonishment, the corrections, the rebuke, all those particular things are leading us to a kingdom. Lord's will we endure unto the end. Can we find that Luke 17 by chance? I think it's Luke 17.
What is it?
Verse 20, I think.
Yeah, for the kingdom is within you.
Yeah, Luke 17 and I know it's in Luke 17. Luke 17 and like 20 or something.
And then whatever.
This is Luke 17, verse 20. It said, and when he was demanded of the Pharisees when the kingdom of the Lord should come,
Right.
he answered them and said, the kingdom of the Lord cometh not with observation, neither shall they say, lo there, or lo there, lo here, or lo there, for behold, the kingdom of the Lord is within you.
Man, the kingdom of the Lord is within you, man. So again, ultimately we know we are waiting for Yahushua to return, right, via the chariots. We are waiting for him to destroy Esau, Edom, and his wicked rulership, right? But ultimately, it starts with your inward man. If you're of the elect, which is why the scriptures, constantly go into self-examination. We're constantly trying to figure out, okay, how can I do this better? How can I, help the brothers better? How can I, there's always room, there's always improvement. It's a never-ending thing. It's never ending. And that's the same thing with the kingdom. The kingdom is going to grow non-stop for all of eternity. And as a matter of fact, that makes me think of a precept. I forget where it is. where it talks about that. I think it's Isaiah 9, where it talks about 9 and 6. It talks about that. Can we hold that on deck? Y'all have any precepts or anything?
I have one real quick. I'm gonna put it real quick. This is Matthew chapter 6. In the same chapter, we're gonna jump into verse 19. It says, "Lay not for yourselves treasures upon earth, where moth and rust do corrupt, and where thieves break through, and steal."
Right. Lay not treasures upon the earth. Right. Going into basically, material possessions, right? Money, right? Mammon. Right, things that can be easily taken away. All right, and those things are getting ready to be taken away. All right, what do you think the whole point of the damn NWO is? What do you think Esau Edom is riding around making PowerPoint presentations talking about you will own nothing and you will be happy? You think he just bluffing? Nah, Esau Edom is getting ready to take everything you got. All right, and that C-hip, right? The MOTB, right? Which is a physical, actual implant, all right, pursuant to that word, charagma, all right, that's going to be the centerpiece of him taking everything you got, But in order for him to do that, we know he's going to have to break these people down, and he's going to have to make them beg for it, and that's going to be light, because these people are fickle, man,
Keep going. This is verse 20. It says, "But lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust, yet neither rust nor corrupt, and where thieves do not break through nor steal.
Yep.
For where your treasure is, there also your heart." So, like, for where your treasure is, there will also your heart be.
Yep.
And it's like, I just want to add a quick little point. It made me think about you bring out the definition, because affection goes into steer one's mind. Heart means la, means mind. So if you're setting your affections on things in the heavens, seeking the kingdom first, things like that, then your mind's going to be geared towards that. Steered toward that, man. That's gonna be what you desire. You're not gonna desire things upon this planet Earth, because these things upon the planet Earth, all of these things are gonna be wiped away, man. Scripture speak about how all of the elements gonna melt with fervent heat. You know what I'm saying? So all these things gonna pass away, but you seeking the thing of Yahweh Shai, that's everlasting, man.
Quick brief for you. This Hebrews chapter 12 and verse 2. "Looking unto Yahweh Shai, the author and finisher of our faith, who for the joy that was set before him endured the cross, despising the shame, and is set down at the right hand of the throne of Yahweh Shai." So basically what Yahweh Shai did was he focused on the things that he would get when he was going through his sufferings. That's what we have to do. Because if you start focusing in on the suffering and stuff you're going through, you'll get disenchanted as brothers are going into. You focus on the hell we're going through, you'll try and figure out a way to escape it, versus actually just enduring it like the Lord is ordering us to until he returns back. You see, but that's what Yahweh Shai did. That's why it said, "Look unto Yahweh Shai." So look at how he went through it. He focused on the things he will receive in the kingdom and in the future.
I got a precept as well. This is Proverbs chapter 3, verse 13. It says, "Happy is the man that findeth wisdom, and the man that getteth understanding, for the merchandise of it is better than the merchandise of silver, and the gain thereof than fine gold." So the wisdom of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai is better than anything precious, any material thing on the planet Earth, man. Because Esau can pile up gold all he wants. He can build as many skyscrapers as he wants. He can demolish or rule over any people he wants as much as he wants. But at the end of the day, man, that's not gonna bring him. That's not gonna save him.
Right.
That's why it's important for us to understand that having faith and understanding the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of the Lord, man, that's the only way and to have faith in Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. That's the only thing that's going to save us out of this place, man. My bad, I was just going to add to the point that you brought out earlier, when it says that the kingdom is within us, what I'm saying? Because we are the kingdom of heaven, man. If we're not able to be here, or we're not here, then how is the kingdom of heaven going to be established? Right. Without us, it's there's no building. There's no workers. There's no workers to build. You know what I'm saying?
There's no promise.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I mean to cut you off.
No,
there's no promise at the end of the day, man. If the kingdom of heaven is within you, and we are the kingdom, and the kingdom begins with this knowledge, why do you think Esau is trying to put a C-hip in your ass, man? Why do you think he's trying to chip you up? See, because ultimately he's trying to stop and throw a prophecy, which he can't. But the Lord is putting the spirit upon him to even try it. You know? Why do you think they want to cut you off from being a people, or cut you off from being a nation, like it said in Psalm 83? See? Why do you think he's trying to set up a pseudo AI kingdom on earth, man, where everything is just going to be subject to his will and everything's just going to be dead? I mean, the Lord wouldn't allow that because eventually he would end up killing himself. Esau would just end up just destroying himself, man. You know, that's why the Lord got us in the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai. He has us in a good position spiritually because we understand prophecy at the end of the day. You know,
what happens in every apocalyptic movie, man? Esau ends up offing himself, man.
Right.
What was that movie? Terminator? Was it Terminator 2? At the end, where it was just the man and the woman, and then Esau bombing the whole planet.
Yeah, Terminator 2.
Yeah. Terminator 2. You play Fallout 3 or any Fallout game, man.
Spoiler.
You know, you play any Fallout game, man. The end of the world was Esau nuking himself. Or you play any post-apocalyptic game, man. It was Esau bombing himself. You know, so that's like the Kahan had mentioned, man. If it was up to Esau, man, he'd just kill everything.
Yep.
You know, like the scriptures say, man, no flesh shall be saved.
Yep. Yeah, man. That makes me think of that movie Fight Club that we were just watching. Fight Club. When you watch that movie, he basically exposes himself. You know, and he basically goes into how he knows that he's the son of perdition. You know, when you get that word perdition, it means destruction. Right? He knows that he was created to be destroyed. Yep. You know, so imagine having that mentality, all right, and you're given, you know, the fatness of the earth, all right, and you're given the know-how on how to make these, you know, these particular weapons and weapon systems, and, you know, turn food into a weapon, weaponize everything. He don't give a fuck. He just wreaking havoc on the planet Earth, you know, and that's why the judgment that's written is written, you know, and we actually touched on that when you read that, what was that, Job 20?
Yeah.
When you read that Job 20, it talked about how Esau is basically going to be removed. He's going to be deleted. All right, that's not a doctrine that we just made up, all right, because we just so mad. Even though we are mad, we pissed the fuck off. All right, but ultimately that's prescribed via the Holy Scriptures. You know, Obadiah, the 1st chapter, we were holding that as well.
Yeah, I still got it.
You know, but if we were holding something, we can get back to that. Oh, the Philippians?
Yeah, I know.
Did you have something?
That's what a little bit more.
Yeah, Bible the shot.
Yeah. This is back in Proverbs chapter 3, verse 15. 15. It says, "She is more precious than rubies, and all things that canst desire, and not to be compared unto her." You know, so that's talking about the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of this book, man. The words of the Lord. You know, those things are worth more than any precious diamond, emerald. You know, whatever amount of gold you can pile up here, you know what I'm saying? That's this word is more precious than that, man. Because gold can't save you. You know, you can give as much money or some kind of capital Esau. You still gonna be through here on the planet Earth, man. You still gonna be a slave. You ain't gonna have. You try to go somewhere remote in the U.S. or any part of the world. You're still gonna have to pay some kind of tax, or you're still gonna have to pay some kind of, you know, something to Esau, man. You're still gonna be a tributary to Esau, man.
That's how you know we in hell, man. This man's still playing Little John. Just laying back off the brother, man. Like, man, God damn, man. This man playing Little John.
The crazy part is Lil John, I saw something today. He done flipped the script. He eating healthy now. He's working out.
Yeah,
you know,
Cali muscle on.
He done let that shit go. Jake's still running around fucking pumping that shit, man.
Bro, Lil John. He's only 24.
Oh, man.
He's got that new system in his truck. That's what it is.
Yeah, I just said the same thing.
And his whole night is predicated on doing exactly what he's doing right now. Bible shot, we get that.
This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 6, verse 20. Therefore, the desire of wisdom bringeth to a kingdom.
Yep, the desire of wisdom leadeth to a kingdom. You know, and you know, just to ask a question for brothers on the other side. All right, what is wisdom according to the scriptures? You know what I'm saying? What is wisdom? Any brother. The fear of the Lord. You know, and y'all got any precepts, you know, y'all can pull for that? There's a few of them, you know. But one that I'm thinking of off the top is Job 28 and 28. You know, we can actually read that real quick.
Psalm 110. Proverbs 107.
Yep, because the scriptures let us know that the wisdom is the fear of the Lord.
Can I bring out that precept?
Yeah.
Okay, this is Proverbs chapter 1. We'll start at verse 1. It says, the Proverbs of Solomon, the son of David, king of Israel, to know wisdom and instruction, to perceive the words of understanding, to receive the instruction of wisdom, justice, and judgment and equity, to give subtlety and to the simple, to the young man, knowledge and discretion. You know, a wise man will hear and will increase learning, and a man of understanding shall attain unto wise counsels. You know, and that goes into the counsels of the Lord, man. This is a wise counsel. You know, it says to understand a proverb, the interpretation of the words of the wise, and the dark sayings. You know, because the secret things of the Lord that are written in His book, man, those are His dark sayings. Things that people have a hard time understanding what they mean. You know what I'm saying? People can't read Revelations 18 and know what it's talking about. You know, that's a dark saying, man. Revelations 12th chapter, or Daniel the 7th chapter. You know,
there's a saying in the world, you know, being in the dark, right? Certain individuals in the dark concerning, you know, a certain situation or event. You know, meaning they have no idea what the hell is going on. You know, and the biggest dark saying that these people don't quite understand yet is prophecy. Right. Is the whole reason why we're out here, to tell you what's going to happen in the future. You know.
I still got one. This is the point right here. Verse 7, it says, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and instruction, man. So the fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge. You know, so once you receive that understanding, like, oh, damn, like, this is real. You know, the Most High exists. You know, this is all, you know, we didn't just come here by chance. Like, the Lord had really set this up. You know, so when you begin to understand that having fear in the Lord, that's the beginning of wisdom. Saying like, oh my, like, oh snap, like damn, like the Lord is gonna come and, you know, He could kill me. You know what I'm saying? These people are through. You know what I'm saying? Like receiving that, you know, what's it called? Being able to repent, repenting and saying like, damn, like. Salaki, how much, you know what I'm saying? Once you begin to really receive the wisdom and the name and everything, you know, that's the beginning. You know,
I got some a precept just to back up what you're saying. You can break it down. Ecclesiasticus 18 and 27. It says, a wise man will fear in everything, and in the day of sinning he will beware of offense.
Right. So when you going off. Right, in the day of offense, when you going off, at the forefront of your mind should be like, shit, like I'm messing up, like I'm gonna have to pay for this, you know, because ultimately, what does the scriptures say? The wages of sin is death. You know, was there more on that?
Yeah, it is. It says a wise man will fear in everything, right? And scripture says that a wise man's heart discerneth both time and judgment, right? A wise man will fear in everything, and in the day of sinning, he will beware of offense, but a fool will not observe time.
Man, that's exactly what's happening throughout the planet Earth, man. Even amongst Israel, people that are Israel aware, I'll call it. You know what I'm saying? Whether it be these other camps or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, man, people don't think about the consequences. People don't think about the consequences of their actions. It's like that's what I meant to say.
Yeah, they don't believe and think that, look, every action has a reaction. I mean, Esau tells you that every action has an equal to opposite reaction. Yep. Or they may call it karma or karma. I got good karma. Well, karma literally goes back to the scriptures. You reap what you sow.
Yeah. Yep.
And you know, and people don't take into consideration the fact that the eyes of the Lord, like the scripture said, the eyes of the Lord are 10,000 times brighter than the sun, beholding both the evil and the good. So the Lord is seeing, the Lord is watching everything happen. He's looking at every single person do everything. Yep. So when you got the fear of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, Fear and faith is synonymous. They work together. You can't have fear without faith, and you can't have faith without fear. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you fear Yahweh Bashem Al Shai, all right, by your actions. Like, you know what, if I do this, I fear that the Lord is going to judge me. Or if I don't do this, then the Lord is going to judge me. Like Noah, he was moved with fear to build the ark. Fear prompted action.
I was gonna bring that
You
up.
got it? No, yeah, go ahead.
That's the spirit. Because like I was just thinking, like through the spirit, like it's becoming more made manifest. You know, who the Lord is dealing with. All right, in regards to the camps, right? And we know that there are still maybe elect scattered amongst the other camps, but for the most part, the Spirit is making it obvious that the Lord has been working from the elders and apostles on down. You know, and the fear of the Lord. The fear of the Lord is one of those topics, like we always talk about, how they don't go into Yahweh Shai that much, right? They don't go into prophecy very much. But another thing that they don't touch on a lot is the fear of the Lord. Right. And again, like the brother had made that point about Noah, right? We were holding that Wisdom of Solomon 6, right? Talks about how if you desire thrones and scepters, seek wisdom. Just through Noah displaying that fear of the Lord, that automatically exalted him above everybody else on the planet Earth, and he ultimately inherited him and his house. They inherited the entire planet Earth when they landed, and we're looking to come in that stead. You got a precept?
This Malachi 3:16 in the NLT. The point is in verse 18. You got it, bro. Then those who feared the Lord Yahweh by Shema and Shah spoke with each other, and the Lord listened to what they said. In his presence, a scroll of remembrance was written to record the names of those who feared him and always thought about the honor of his name. They will be my people, says the Lord of heaven's armies, on the day when I act in judgment. They will be my own special treasure. I will spare them as a father spares an obedient child. Then you will again see the difference between the righteous and the wicked, between those who serve the Most High and those who do not.
Yeah. And fear, that's a beautiful scripture, because fear is also, it's something that you can sense on another person. Case in point, like if you see, a man or a woman, all right, in righteousness, right, which is rare and rarer nowadays, but if you see, like, case in point, you're at the grocery store, and you see, a Jake, older man, and he got, like, his child with him, right, his daughter with him, or his son with him, you don't have to go up to them. You can see there's a certain level of fear that child has for his father. And these people, man, it's the spirit, man. It's the spirit. These people don't fear shit. These people don't fear shit, man. And like we were talking about a second ago, because judgment is not executed speedily, right? What's that? Ecclesiastes 8 and 11, I believe it is. We can hold that. You know what I'm saying? These people have no fear of the Lord, but the Lord is so cold. It's building up and it's building up and it's building up, and it's just going to break forth one day.
Yeah, man. These people don't. Like it says in Isaiah 47. The woman that dwelleth carelessly. That's the spirit of this place, man. That's the spirit that Esau has put on our people, man. Yep. They don't care. They don't think about the consequences. You know what I'm saying? That's why they go around killing each other. They thinking that they go hard just because they got a 9mm packed in their jeans, and they go around shooting up in the air, or even going up robbing groceries, gas stations. They think that they hard, man. Or when they in videos doing this, showing their gun off, you know what I'm saying? Whatever, man. Israel is a piece of shit, man, and it's because of Esau. That's why they threw, man. That's why they put each other. Ultimately is the Lord, but they killing each other. That's the consequence. That you reap what you sow, man. If you sow death, man, you're gonna reap death. Yep. And that's what makes me so mad, especially with Issachar, man. Issachar is a grimy piece of shit, man.
Man.
You think Esau ruling? You think Issachar ruling over there down in Mexico, man? Hell no. It's just a bunch of Spanish-speaking Edomites.
Yep.
The only Issachars really down there ruling anything is the cartel.
Yep. And even they've been infiltrated. You got a precept?
Deuteronomy 32 and 28, backing up your point out. In the NLT, it says, "But Israel is a senseless nation. The people are foolish without understanding."
Yep.
Verse 29 in the KJV, "Oh, that they were wise, that they understood this, that they would consider their latter end."
Yeah, man, and they're not considering the latter end. All they think about is what they want. You know, they'll off somebody and say and not give a shit. You know what I'm saying? Well, you know, it was, you know, bang, that's it. And then they'll go eat whatever the hell they eat down there. You know what I'm saying? Like, they'll go down there and kill somebody, and they go eat tacos like 30 minutes later. You know what I'm saying? Not thinking about anything, man. They don't feel sorry. They don't feel no sorrow. They just say like, I killed that one. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't think about the Lord, man. They're not saying, man, like, well, there's gonna be no. They don't care. Same way as Esau, man. That woman that dwelleth carelessly, man.
Yep. And that's why the scriptures liken you niggas, man. You 2/3 niggas under brute beast. All right. Yes, you're a living fucking organism. All right. You can see, you can smell, right? You can walk around. You could talk, right? But you have no understanding of what's going on, man. You have no understanding of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. All right. And again, the fear of the Lord is a topic that these other camps, they're not pushing the fear of the Lord.
That's part of the new song, Revelation 14.
Yep.
That's part of the new song in Revelation 14. There's three main components, right? Pushing, right? If any man worship the image and bow down to his image or take his charagma, right? There's no repentance. You're gonna receive it a plague, right? Also, fearing him that created heaven and earth, right? And also Babylon the Great is fallen is fallen. Right, but part of that new song is what? Pushing the fear of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, him that created the heavens and the earth.
Yeah.
You know, but but Jake is afraid. They have fear of Esau, man. That's why they you know went to these dragon juicer stations, man. All right, because they fear Esau. That's their God, man. Whoever you fear, that's your God.
Yeah. And they fear losing their life on this side. You know, that's why the scriptures talk about them who love not their lives unto the death. All right, Jake gonna be lined up to take the sea hip. All right, just so he can hold on, all right, to his fucking Jordan collection in his closet. That's gonna be the type of decision Jake making, all right, or so he can go, you know, kick it, you know, with the shawty at his crib that done fucking getting bust down by his homies, you know what I'm saying, on some crazy shit. That's the type of shit these people are gonna be forsaking Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua for nothing, you know. You got that.
Just lay back off what you're saying. This is Jeremiah 5. And I'm gonna start at 21, but the point's at 22. Hear now this, O foolish people, and without understanding, which have eyes and see not, you can break it down, brother, and which have ears and hear not. Nah, this is Jeremiah 5. This is Jeremiah 5 and 21. Hear now this, O foolish people, without understanding, which have eyes and see not, which have ears and hear not.
Yep. So you don't get it. All right, you don't get it, man. You cannot understand these scriptures. You don't understand. All right, the men that the Lord set up. Right, you don't understand that you're not supposed to eat fucking pork, man. And basic, things that things that are basics to us now. I mean, but we were going off when we was in the world too. You know what I mean? We were wicked too. Lord, all praises. We were brought into this truth. But still, Jake is proud about that shit. Yep. You got it. Was there more on that?
Yeah. Here's the point. Jeremiah 5 and 22. Fear ye not me, saith the Lord. Will ye not tremble at my presence, which have placed the sand for a bound of the sea by a perpetual degree that it cannot pass?
Yeah. And that's a threat. Yeah, that's literally a threat. The Lord is basically saying, like you don't fear me. You can't even. Jake don't even want to go out and swim in the ocean. Jake don't even. Jake go to the beach, keep the t-shirt on the whole time and just chill. Trying to look good, taking pictures and shit. Don't want to get in the water.
Yep.
Why? Because you scared of the fucking water, man.
Yeah,
you got it.
Yeah, and the Lord is telling you right there, man. He's the one that set that bound from the separating the earth from the waters, man. He set that bound from the seas from the water touching the sand all the way back to the land, man. You know, the way you know, according to you know, to how the waves work. You know what I'm saying? You got, you know, the earth. You know, the Lord set up the sun and the moon and the earth, and the moon pretty much plays its part. You know, it really controls the way the wave, the what is it called, the tides? What is it, inner tides? Yep. You know, so you know, it controls all that, man. But the Most High is the one that set that up. You know, so when the brother read, you know, I had set the bounds of the seas that they shall not. What does it say? Surpass?
Yeah, it says they cannot pass it.
Yeah, they cannot pass it, man, because the Most High set that up. So imagine you being or imagine these, you know, these wicked people, man, being here, these little ants on the planet Earth. You know what I'm saying? And, they're pretty much uncomparable to the power of the Lord, man. And like the brother mentioned, man, like, you know, Israel over here, you know, he got his swimsuit on, but he not gonna get in the water. You know what I'm saying?
He got his big toe in.
Feeding the sand.
But that, again, man, that's a very important part of the scriptures, man. Acknowledging how insignificant we really are. Scriptures liken us under worms. You know, you had that.
This is 2 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 11. Knowing therefore the terror of the Lord Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai, we
terror, right? It said knowing the terror of the Lord. And Baba Kashak, can we get that word terror in the blue letter? Baba Kashak, can you grab that? You read it again, Baba Kashak?
This 2 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 11. Knowing therefore the terror of the Lord, we persuade men.
Yep, knowing therefore the terror of the Lord, we persuade men. Meaning what? That terror of the Lord, that fear of the Lord, that's a focal point of the gospel. That's a focal point of the message. And that's not something that's you know, cute. That's not something that you can, you know, package up real nice and make Jake feel good. That just is what it is. Like when we go into the fact, man, the Lord can make a bird come out of the sky and fucking peck your eyes out, man. For, you know, and we see accounts like we see stuff like that in the scriptures. You know, Jezebel's judgment, you know, getting torn apart by the dogs.
The kids with the bears.
I was just about to say that. Just about to say that. You know, those are written down for a reason, man. You got it.
And might I add a quick little point? Even when you look at our forefathers, one come to mind is Abraham and Noah. They're persuaded by the fear of the Lord. You know, the terror of the Lord, man. So like the brother going to, every reading, knowing that therefore the terror of the Lord, you're persuaded to come serve your house from our shot, man. Because that fear is what propels us, like the brother wants. It makes you enact an action of, okay, do I want to do this and have the Lord come bring judgment on me, or do I want to do this, kiss the son, lest he be angry, you know? But it all starts with you having that fear of your house from our shot, man.
Well, that's why the scriptures talk about. I want to say it's in 1 Corinthians I want to say it's in 1 Corinthians the 4th chapter, maybe. It says it talks about the demonstration of my demonstration of speech wasn't with words but in power.
I think that's chapter 2.
It's in chapter 2 or chapter 4, one of those two. You know what I'm saying? Demonstration. Let me get it real fast. Cause I want to make a quick point on that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, 1 Corinthians 2. Yeah, you're right. You got it?
I got it. I got it actually. 1 Corinthians 2 and 4.
Yeah, that's it.
God. And my speech and my preaching was not with enticing words of man's wisdom, but with the demonstration of the Spirit of power.
Right. It says, but the demonstration of spirit and of power. Right. Now, when you get this word demonstration, check this out. It's a heavy definition. That word demonstration is apadiskes or apadixis, right? And it says a demonstration or a proof. Right? It says a proof by the Spirit and power of the Most High operating in me and stirring in the minds of my hearers the most holy emotions and thus persuading them. I'll read that again. Like, do y'all understand the magnitude of that? What is being said here? It says a proof by the Spirit and power of the Most High operating in me and stirring in the minds of my hearers the most holy emotions and thus persuading them. So like, you ain't persuading a damn thing. So when somebody when somebody says it says through the fear of the Lord we persuade men, it's not us persuading y'all. Right. It's not man persuading you. It's the spirit of Yahweh Shema Shai working in your mind, persuading you to fear. You know what I'm saying? Which is the power of the Most High at the end of the day. That's why the scripture says faith cometh by hearing, and hearing by the word of the Most High. That's why it's so important just to preach the word, because the word is the net. Like the word is the Rakakwadash is the engine that's going to galvanize your mind at the end of the day if you one of the elect or not. You know, we ain't out here trying to recruit anybody. Oh yeah, come join Great Millstone. Come join the camps. Going in the barbershops, trying to speak the word. Like we don't got to do that. Yeah, passing out pamphlets, going door to door. Hey, do you know you Israelite, brother? Hey, we don't got to do all that. Making TikTok videos. Hey, I'm an Israelite. I take care of my kids. Well, duh, nigga, you supposed to take care of your kids regardless. You know what I'm saying? I'm an Israelite. Yeah, I keep these laws, man. You know, I'm joking around, but you know what I'm saying? It's all a joke. You know what I'm saying? But you know.
Khan, that's right. Like the Khan started mentioning, man. That's why Peter said, you know, from the washing away, not of the filth of the flesh, but of a good conscience. You know, because you know, this word is that water, man. You know, to wash you in your mind and say and truly repent. You know, like you actually in your mind. You saying like, man, I'm gonna put these things away, man.
Shit, look at this shit. Yeah. Oh, that's Job 20 and 28. I'm trying to get that real quick. Yeah.
That's so inconsistent. People gotta just die, man. People just gotta get put to death. You see how you see that? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, y'all. That was like, bro, that's like this dude literally driving, and then the other guy just comes down the other side of the street just to get in front of him. One car. Like he didn't go nowhere. He's still right there.
Bro, people do that shit all the time.
It's ramping up. It's ramping up.
Like there'd be hella traffic, and then the dude just come up, and it's like,
but like, what was all that for? Like, you just to get in front of me, and now we both at the red light. We just the car in front of me.
They're gonna get there 1 second faster than me. Really?
That's exactly what happened. Yeah. People, it's like it, bro. It's like I know what y'all.
No, you got it.
And I was just gonna say, I mean, like a vehicle, like people are not even considering. This is a. I don't know how much the average car weighs. You know what I'm saying? We used to weigh more. You know what I'm saying?
2 tons, I think.
This is a 2-ton vehicle moving at a high rate of speed. We're talking about could kill us fucking both. Right. And your ass wanna just to go to a damn stoplight, just to go to a red light.
A 2-ton, just a moving piece of metal, just. Yeah, but you know what I'm saying? But that's that people just desire. They gotta be first. Yeah. I gotta be first. You know what I'm saying? And like literally nobody has a mindset like, you know what? Let me put myself last. And if people thought like that, society would just run a lot smoother. You know what I'm saying? Society would be a lot smoother, but you know, you gotta blame the man. See, Esau is starting to piss me off, man. You know what I'm saying? You gotta blame the fucking devil, man. Esau, man, he's the crux of the problem, man. He is the crux of this whole problem, this whole concrete society that we're living in, man. You know what's crazy? You know what I found out? I just want to make a quick point. You know, I found this out today. When it comes to like work, this is just work-related debts. Esau keep a record of that. You know, OSHA. If you go to the OSHA website, you got a whole record of all the debts work-related. Now, some guy asked today. He said, okay, so when these architects and all these engineers, whenever they have for example 635 tollways, 80, 30, 20, whatever, they have a plan, whether it be 5 or 10 years, and they'll have a cost estimate. So the dude asked, okay, within all the labor, material, and everything in that estimate, it's also the estimate of what'd you say?
Debts, right?
Of debts.
Yep.
Of the money you will have to pay for debts. Is that included in those estimates? He said yes. Because Esau already, he said, in 5 years, in every year of those 5 years, we expect this many debts.
Damn. He laid it himself with thick clay. And who do you think's paying them debts? The taxpayer, because who's the one? You got these citizens. You know, I'm calling them citizens for a reason. You got these citizens. I pay taxes. We're the ones, you know, because really, realistically, we're the ones that quote unquote we pay for the roads. You know, you got these people that run up on the cops. I pay your debt. You're my employer. You're my employee. Here, this nigga got a whole gun and can blow your damn head off. It's over here. You work for me. I'm your boss. You pig. You know what I'm saying? I pay your bills. You know, these auditors that be going out there. I pay for the money. I pay the taxpayer dollars, pay the roads. But here it is. Okay, yeah, your tax dollars is paying for the roads for this debt that they not gonna pay off. So you paying the debt. You are literally in debt. Like everybody's just in debt.
Also, they also calculate the how many people are going to die in that year for that project.
And when you die, your debt is getting pushed to somebody else, your family. Esau, like, bro, he's a devil. You know what I'm saying? He had a precept.
It kind of passed.
Okay. It's like, because we was going into the demonstration of the spirit, then that car pissed us off, and then I was just looking at the buildings and the concrete was making me mad, all the construction. It's like construction has just been going haywire everywhere, man. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like everywhere nonstop now is like construction, and then you got everybody moving to Dallas, so it's more packed, and it's just making people just got demons on them, man.
Yeah, man, that's the same way where I'm living. We're not. My first 2 years living out in Forney, bro, it was cool. Chilling. 80 was straight, you know what I'm saying? Now they starting to build, now they're making 80 wider because they're building more apartments, more living spaces, and businesses are out there growing. Now there's fucking traffic every goddamn day, bro. Like, you be out there at 5, 6 in the morning, be through.
Same where I live. Aubrey, bro, like literally Aubrey. Y'all know about Aubrey, Texas? Exactly, right? He shook his head, he's like, nah, exactly, right? That lets you know, like, you know, I mean, I know there's brothers that know about it, you know what I'm saying? But, like, you know, this brother know about it, you know what I'm saying? Bro, like, Aubrey was, bro, like, Aubrey, Texas, like, ain't nobody worried about Aubrey, Texas like that, bro. When I go to work in the morning time, it takes me, it literally, for me to go from one light to the next,
I know what you're talking about.
It literally takes me about 20 minutes just to get from one light to the next because of concrete, because of construction, which involves concrete, right? Because of construction, and then expanding the highway, and it's just everything is just condensed. 380, you're up 380. Man, we just gotta get the hell out of here, man.
And the concrete is patented. It's an Edomite somewhere. His whole family, well off, way well off. Well off is not even the word, and it's because the motherfucker Edomite done patented concrete. That's the reason they're using that shit. You know, this is the
You good?
you know, the concrete, the way the roads are designed here, it's not even the most efficient way. It's just the most profitable for Esau and his enterprise, and that's the type of shit that, like, when we meditate on the kingdom, like, it's certain things that we're not even thinking about. You know, just how glorious it's going to be, you know, because, again, we in hell. We in hell.
I got one.
Got it.
It's 2nd Ezra chapter 16 and verse 47 in the GNT. Anyone who makes money will do so only to see it violently taken away.
Wow.
The more possessions people gather, the more they spend on their cities and houses, the more attention they give to their personal appearance, the more angry the Lord will become with them because of their sin. This is what the Lord says.
Yep. And the scriptures say the love of money is the root of all evil. You know, and money is basically one of the main idols here in Babylon the Great. You know, now money, the scriptures do say money is a defense. All right, but the scriptures also say wisdom is a defense. You know, so money is not the end all be all of life, man. You know, it's not, and that'll bug a 2/3 out. Just that statement right there. You know, he clicked. You know, he left the fucking chat. You know, but that's because Jake is carnal, and Jake doesn't realize what's coming. Okay, again, the monetary system that we know today, right? You having having money in your Bank of America account or your Chase account, right? And you sending money to your cousin, right, via Cash App or Zelle or whatever the hell you use, right? All that's about to be done away with, man. Actual physical bank branches, you can go in and you can shake somebody's hand, all right, and go to the AM and take out cash. All that shit is about to be done away with very soon.
Well, that's what the whole introduction of the ATM is for, man.
Yep.
Because I mean, you have banks, but you know, like I mean, I'm pretty sure. Well, I mean, you know, what ATM is. ATM is an acronym.
Mm-hmm.
You know, automatic teller machine. So like, it's literally it's an automatic bank teller, but it's a machine that came out years ago. You know, of course, you see ATMs all over the place now. So it's pretty much like you walking into a branch. You need money, so you go to the ATM, the automatic teller machine, get the money. But now it's about to, they phasing those out.
You know, I just want to add a quick little point too, because like you was bringing out the ATM. When you think about the ATM, they're way more convenient than meeting the actual teller. Because the ATMs are open 24/7. You know what I'm saying? The bank will close at a specific time, and a lot of times banks will close around like 6 or 8, where a lot of times people just now got off of work, so you can't even make it to the bank. So you go to the ATM, and Esau often make it even more convenient with the C-Hill. You know?
But you got cash advance machines too.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? If you need a cash advance, sometimes you would have to go into the actual bank to get a cash advance. Nowadays, you can just go to the cash advance machine.
You know what's crazy though? Before they started, making the cards or on your phone where you can just scan it. Esau had put it in your card to where it was when he first started doing it. It was really inconvenient.
It was very inconvenient. Yeah.
So now he's and it was all planned. You know what I'm saying? Now he's making things. If you do this, all you gotta do is scan it and then you good. It's just one boop. That's it. You know what I'm saying? So Esau, man, he's already years.
Yep.
Planning this shit. You know what I'm saying? But I got a quick precept. This is Jeremiah 30, verse 5. It says, "For thus saith the Lord, we have heard a voice of trembling and fear, and not of peace." And this is going into Jacob's trouble. But when that time comes, when Esau is really gonna implement that
electronic patent.
The electronic patent. When people aren't gonna be able to take out cash when they want or move their money like they want, man, they're gonna lose their minds.
Yeah.
For thus saith the Lord, we have heard a voice of trembling, of a fear, and not of peace. Ask ye now and see whether a man doth travail with child. Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins, and as a woman in travail, and the faces turned into paleness. And it's good, and that represents the nation of Israel being in that state of fear, because they know that it's that time, man. Esau laying the hammer down, man. The Lord coming back. This whole system is being put down, and a part of that whole process is them having the ability to walk down to that subway and get a foot long, or you going to the crib and just be laying on their bed, you know what I'm saying, or driving with their car down the street to get something to eat. All that stuff is gonna be shut down, man. And people are gonna start losing their minds.
Because you're not even gonna be able to even start your car. It's gonna be that intense. Like you ain't gonna. That's why you think they phasing out all these gas powered cars and what quote unquote electric cars and hybrid cars, because these cars are gonna be formulated to be able to be controlled with the C-Hip, man. You ain't gonna be able to drive your car without the C-Hip.
You know what? My bad. So like real quick, they have certain companies do that with their truck drivers. Like let's say the truck driver get fired, or he do something that make him get fired, whatever. They shut off their trucks.
Yeah. Damn. They got cars right now. They got cars now where if you ain't pay your bill, like the car literally would drive back. Like I'm serious. Tesla and Ford, like that. Whereas the car will actually drive back. You know what I'm saying? You got these smart cars. You got smart guns, whereas you can't even be able to fire a weapon unless it matches your prints on your finger or your wrist. You know what I'm saying? So they're literally making this into a completely dystopian society, man.
Yep.
You had a point?
Yeah, it was because you had mentioned about how Esau's phasing out these gas-powered vehicles. And people, I got a gas-powered vehicle. I'll be good. Well, especially under the Obama administration, that's when they started adding more percentage of ethanol into gas, and it's been fucking up people's engines. That's why your average car don't last as long as it used to back in the day.
You know, as soon as you pay your car off now, it's time for you to get another one because your engine's destroyed. All right, so Esau is just adding more, you know, things, more water to the gasoline, you know, more corn, which is ethanol, right, just to ultimately phase out these electric vehicles, man.
Bro, it seems like
these gas vehicles.
It seems like you get gas now, like, bro. It seems like you can get gas right now. I remember, bro, I literally got gas. I filled up my tank. I kid you not. You know, and I had to run a couple little errands yesterday. I had to go to another city and come back. Bro, I filled up my gas tank yesterday. I was at a half a tank, filled it all the way up. I'm back down to a half a tank. I literally just went from Aubrey to Midlothian and back. And I'm literally down to a half a tank right now. Again.
He puts a lot of fumes in his gasoline now. So he's creeping more. That's why you got to be careful, which really we don't even really fucking know. You know, but a lot of these, like especially like QT has some of the worst gas. Right, that's why, you know, it's, you know, good for brothers. A little side note, you know, to every now and then, you know, go to Walmart or O'Reilly's, get you like some seafoam.
Yes.
You know, seafoam or any type of fuel stabilizer. Just, you know, every now and then dump it inside. You know, just get more gas mileage and clean out. You know, clean out the sludge from your engine. Not trying to go to a mechanic. Yeah, not trying to go to a mechanic. You know, ranch or anything. But you know, it's good to know because Esau's a fucking devil, man.
Yeah. And make sure it's full too.
Yeah.
You can put it in.
Say it again.
You can make sure that the gas is full, and then you put the seafoam in, so it goes through the carburetors and cleans all that stuff out.
So when you fill up, and then put the that stuff that sell the gas station that come in that little bottle, it's like a red bottle or something.
Yeah, seafoam is like in a white can. You know, it's like some of the best. You get it from O'Reilly's or any type of, you know, automotive.
Pretty much a fuel injection cleaner.
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah.
These
are the links you got to go to, right? these are the links. These are the links you got to go to just to turn your car on and drive to work. Right?
Just drive to work.
It's not enough, all right, that he's printing the money. All right, he's hyperinflating the currency, right? You know, he's taxing the hell out of you, right? But on top of that, these corporations, as we going into, they're figuring out different ways, all right, to make you buy more shit, right? So they're purposely designing shit to break down, man. All right, and again, this is why this truth is so important, man. This is what people don't outside of this thing don't understand. They don't understand that the only solution to these problems is the implementation of these law, statutes, and commandments under the rulership of Yahweh Shai. You know, that's the only thing that's going to solve this issue. You know, and obviously, you know, Esau being deleted. You know, you got it.
I'm gonna put it real quick. This is Micah 2:1. It says, "Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand." So as the brothers going to, you know what I'm saying? Because there's going example about, you know, driving a car and all those things. But at the end of the day, we're in Esau's rulership, and he has the freedom, you know what I'm saying, the time a day to sit here and devise and think about plans on how to keep Jake in a fucked up situation, man. You know what I'm saying? As there's going to Esau figuring out, like I said, these corporations figuring out plans on how you could pay more, man. Even with, you know, because the brother brought up OSHA, you know, even in the electrical field, they done added a new code now where it's required that all your plugs in your kitchen have to be GFCI protected. And GFCIs, that costs way more than a regular plug. But you don't even need GFCIs in all your kitchen. But they just figured out a new code. Oh, it's new code now. So you got to get it in your house, and you can't sell your house unless you have them, you know? So now it's going to cause Jake to spend more money on some stuff they don't even need.
Yeah, that's crazy, bro. Like, you need maybe a GFCI next to your sink or something. But like, if you have it around the kitchen, what's the chances of you splash your water all the way across the room?
By the back door.
You know what I'm saying? So I got a quick one. This is Proverbs chapter 4. It said, verse 19. It says, "The way of the wicked is as darkness; they know not at what they stumble." Oh, so like, let me start verse 16. It says, "For they sleep not except they have done mischief, and their sleep is taken away unless they have caused them to fall." You know, so Esau is just like that crackhead that need to do something to screw these people over, man. He's like, man, what can I, you know, like that Dave Chappelle, like, you know, you got, you know, like, you know, he's just finding things to whether it be a law, you know what I'm saying, or some kind of code or something, anything to be an inconvenience to us, man.
That's what the scriptures talk about in Revelation. It says that he shall harass the saints. You know, and when you get that word harass, it means to pretty much, well, I think I'm actually getting that word harass mixed up with yeah, there it is, the water. It says that he shall wear out the saints, and when you get that word wear out, it means to constantly harass. You know, in this society, you know, Esau is literally constantly harassing us with, you know, like for example, like I've been smelling a cigarette this whole time.
Yeah.
I'm like, where the hell is it at? You know, I was looking around. I was like, bro,
No, it's not that. It's definitely not that.
Definitely a
But
cigarette.
you're right though.
I was looking around. I was like, bro, like where? Smell coming from?
You don't even see nobody smoking.
You just constantly harassed out here, man. Like you constantly harassed by way of your bills. You constantly harassed by you know, even if you have a family, you harass.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? You're harassed in your relationship.
Spam phone calls.
You harass on your phone. You know what I'm saying? Here it is, like you working, and you just fighting tooth and nail just to get to Friday for the weekend.
And last 2 days.
And then even on the weekend, you use the days on the weekends to run errands because you can't do it during the week, so you're not really even resting.
Weekend gone.
You know, man, you over here, it's Friday, you know what I'm saying? Woo, then you use your money, your paycheck to just blow your funds on Friday or Saturday night to go back on Sunday to recuperate, you know what I'm saying? And then you go right back to the rat race Monday.
Yeah.
And that ain't living, man. You know, you fighting tooth and nail for a Friday night, man. You know what I'm saying?
Man, it's expensive to be alive.
Yeah.
Man, like if you, man, bro, you gotta pay so many things. Like if you really want to be all right, like you gotta pay for a car, place to live, food, insurance, phone, internet, taxes, healthcare, dental.
Man. You said insurance already?
Yeah, insurance. Whether it be for you or your car, like Chris Rock said, like you got to pay for some shit that might happen. You know.
That shit might happen. No, I ain't gonna sit here and lie to you. For you brothers that got places, man, make sure y'all got renters insurance.
It's capitalism. You know,
I got a preset for you. Whenever you're done making your point.
Nah, I mean, this whole system is literally set up to capitalize off of particular, downfalls in your life. The stress, the problems you got, right? Your illnesses, right? It's literally set up to destroy you.
If you die. It's just cheaper to die. It's a joke. It was a joke on YouTube. It's just cheaper to die, right? Lamentations 5:4-5 in the NLT. It says, we have to pay for water to drink, and even our firewood is expensive. Those who pursue us are at our heels. We are exhausted, but are given no rest.
Man, here it is. Here it is. It said fire. It said not fire. It said water and wood. Right. So here it is. Two of the most abundant things damn near on the planet Earth. All right, water. All right, and trees. Here it is. Your ass is paying. Your ass is paying. You got a monthly bill expenditure right on your budget, going to water and you know what I'm saying? That shit is wicked, man.
Well, check this out. Sirach 39:26. The principal things for a whole use of man's life are water, fire, iron, and salt. Now think about all these different things, man. All these things are things that come from the earth, right? Yeah. But Esau has literally tainted the water. You go put fluoride in the water. You know what I'm saying? Now you got to drink water out of bottles. That here it is. Oh yeah, well I drink water bottles. They're BPA free. But it's still in a goddamn bottle at the end of the day, right? Fire. You know, you got to buy fire. Energy. You know what I'm saying? Iron. Now even iron is tainted. You know what I'm saying? Like iron can literally kill you. In the ancient world, you could literally have your water flow through iron and you'll be fine. But nowadays, shit, rust, lead in the water. Like look at Detroit, prime example, right? And salt. Now you gloating because I got pink Himalayan salt. Nigga, the salt is still tainted.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You gotta pay for this shit that's already in the earth. You know what I'm saying? It says flour and wheat right? Flour of wheat. You got to pay for wheat. That comes out the earth. You know what I'm saying? Flour of wheat. And even the wheat, man, that shit gives you, it makes you bloated. You eat some bread. You eat some bread today, man, right? You damn near dropping dead.
Especially after like 7 o'clock.
Yeah. Man, I'm just gonna put it out there like this, man. Jake, I don't know. I'm just saying this in the spirit, man. If you eating white bread, stop.
I was just about to make a joke.
That's serious, man. Stop, bro.
That sunbeam white bread, man.
Bro, stop, bro.
That Wonder Bread.
Yeah, that Wonder Bread. Bro, you gotta, man. Literally, you gotta put me in the electric chair. Say, you eat this bread, man. I'll go back to the spirit world, bro. Like, get all that, bro. Hell no.
What's that one bread?
I'm waiting for the man. Go ahead.
What's that one bread that's like really thick?
Texas toast?
Texas toast, yeah, that one.
Oh, man.
guy just trying to swallow that shit.
But it's crazy. But that shit, I mean, it's bad for you. It's like, but that should be good. But you get bloated, you know. And then they say, oh, it's gluten free. You know what I'm saying? And even with gluten sticks to you. Like it like literally sticks to your intestines. That's why whenever you gotta take a shit, like you can't do it. You know what I'm saying? Because you are constipated, man.
Yeah. Also, people don't eat enough fiber. They don't eat beans. They don't eat beans. They don't eat fibrous foods. That's why if you eating Chick-fil-A every day and Jack in the Box, you think that okay, I'm hungry, I'm getting full, I'm eating a chicken sandwich, but you ain't eating no vegetables or no fruit. You know what I'm saying? You're not getting the nutrients that you need, so your body is really still, even though you feel full in your stomach, your body's still starving of nutrients.
Yeah, because it's not pulling the vitamins and minerals out of it. Like you literally, your food is digesting in your stomach and it's not pulling anything out to satisfy you. It's literally you full for a second, you wake up the next morning, you feel lethargic and you feel like crap. You gotta take a crap afterwards, you know what I'm saying? And then you just you know what I'm talking about, man. You wake up and you feel hungry. Like you're like, what the? Like I ate before I went to sleep. Why am I hungry? I mean, of course you fasting, but but it says honey. You know, it ain't real honey. You go to the grocery store, Kroger, you got that bear, the little brown bear. That's all nothing more than just high fructose corn syrup, man.
Tell you it's wild honey, they put honey.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That ain't even real, man. Like real honey, that ain't even really like sweet like that. You know what I'm saying? Like don't get me wrong, it does got like a sweetness to it, but if you eat too much real honey, you can get sick. You know what I'm saying? Because it's so potent, right? That's why you can eat Manuka honey and it'll knock out a cold, right?
And then real honey's supposed to crystallize after a while.
Yeah.
Yes.
This shit just stay, all liquidy.
Stay liquid.
Yeah, because honey doesn't have no expiration either. Like honey literally is good forever. Yep. Right? Milk. Bro, like you drinking I'm sorry, I know you preaching, bro.
No.
Bro, when you drinking milk, bro, like first and foremost, I'm gonna say this again too. You should not be drinking no milk that comes with a red, blue, or yellow, pink cap, whatever case may be. Don't drink that shit because it's nothing much. It's just pretty much just mucus and puss and blood. That's all it really is. It ain't milk. You better off just drinking almond milk or cashew milk, whatever the case may be, or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But that's not milk. And then they give it to us, I drink the red cap, I drink the blue cap, I drink the pink cap, skim milk, 2% fat and fat-free milk. It's all bullshit at the end of the day, man.
Yeah, you can
That's why Jake got mad.
More puss. Yeah, exactly.
You can make milk. Milk is not super complicated to make. It's like literally, like if you wanted to make some almond milk, like it's not super complicated. It's a couple ingredients.
I seen it. It's very I haven't did it, but I seen the video. It don't look hard.
Get you some good water. You know what I mean? Grind up the almond. You know what I mean? Do what you got to do.
Sweet, yeah. Like yep.
Same thing with bread. You can make your own bread as well. Hey, that was that one Simpsons episode where they were in the future. They said, "Well, I got the bread maker." So there was a bread maker would make a smaller bread maker. They would,
Hey, there's a page on YouTube that I like to watch, man. This is something I love watching, like survival videos. But there's a page on YouTube called the Nature Valley Boys, and this is dude who actually he lives in Alaska, but like literally film himself
He's like a tall Edomite.
with glasses.
Yeah, I
Bro,
see that.
his videos be going hard. No, he don't got no beard.
No,
It's like he look like just a nerd. He's like corny as hell.
Yeah,
But you put him out there in the wintertime, and you put him out there in the wintertime in negative 26 degrees, he will be completely fine. Like he will be a-okay. He'll build like an underground fucking.
Yeah.
I see.
You know, you already like
I
it's
see-
called. Go ahead. No, you got it. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say he was out there at one time and he was looking at the water and it was kind of brown, and he pretty much was like, oh, the reason the water is brown is because when the leaves that die and they fall into the water, you know, it makes it that color. And I was like, damn.
Bro, this man literally build. Like I said, you put him in the middle of negative 26 degrees. Because the reason why I'm saying that, because that's cold, right? Yeah. The reason why I'm saying negative 26 degrees is because he has a video on YouTube of him doing it. He'll say it's cold, but like he'll literally, you know what I'm saying? He don't even be shivering though, because he knows how to, you know what I'm saying, survive. But it's Esau, that's his blessing. Like this blessing is, he's a cunning hunter. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, it says it's called the Nature Valley Boys. If y'all want to, hey, I love watching their videos, man. I watch them at night. I be chilling in my room. It says the blood of the grape, wine. Right. You drink wine now, you get an instant headache because it ain't real wine. Yeah, barefoot and you know what I'm saying. You know, it says and oil. Now what's the now that's come on, bro. Now when you go to Esau, it says that what he would get the fatness of the earth. When you get that word fatness in the Hebrew, it's shaman. That word shaman literally means oil, and that's literally what Esau is. That's literally what he strives for worldwide. Oil. All these wars is based upon who controls resources and power. Oil powers everything. So he's using the earth to profit off of it to make you pay for the resources of what the earth brings in abundance. Yeah. But that's what we're going to do on the righteous side. See, when you control resources and how things move, that's real power, right? It says, and clothing. Because you can make your own clothes, but now you got to buy it. You got to go to Esau to buy clothing. So the reason why I brought that precept out was to go back to this. Lamentations 5 and 4, again, 4 and 5, and you can break it down. Yeah. We have to pay for water to drink, and even firewood is expensive. Yep. Those who pursue us are at our heels. We are exhausted but are given no rest.
Right. And that's you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans primarily. All right, but this gotten so bad to the point that even the low-level heathen now at this point are like, shit. You know, which is why you see, you know, sedition, you know, beginning to ramp up, you know. But like we're going into that list, what was that, Sirach 39?
Yeah,
it was
39, 23. Yeah.
Those were basic. Those were especially the beginning of the list. Those were like necessities. All right, water, fire, like those are necessities.
These are the principal things.
Yep, you got it. Yep. Like you can't live without water, man.
What was that one Jake? He's an actor. He said not too long ago,
We have to pay.
Orlando Brown.
Yeah, Orlando Brown. That nigga was bugging out, man. But he right though.
Yeah.
But that goes to show that, man, these curses, man. You gotta go to your enemies at all things. One of all things, man.
Yeah.
Just thinking that.
You still holding that predatory capitalism? Yeah. And this is the definition of so we were going into capitalism. You know,
Yeah, this is heavy. This actually goes into the death of economy.
Okay,
which I thought was heavy too. It says it's predatory. It's encouraging businesses to prey on each other.
Yeah, it said predatory, meaning what? Meaning that you're the prey.
Yeah.
Meaning that this whole thing is designed to destroy you, to eat you, to prey on you. You know, you got it out.
Yeah, it says encouraging businesses to prey on each other, people, and the environment.
Right, to prey on people. Right, and if you really if you really pay attention, like the last, you know, few years, you know, I'll say, you know, decade, 2 decades, a lot of these corporations, they've mastered the art of targeting children through advertising. Yeah. So like case in point, you know, you got remember that bug out Tekashi 6ix9ine, right? The rapper, the little Mexican, little rainbow head rapper, or Lil Nas X, you know. But even going even further back, you know, like when you go into like you know, Cartoon Network, you know, we grew up on like Cartoon Network.
The rapper.
You know, all these various forms of media, they target children and they push product to them.
Yeah, like
You know?
even when you go to the grocery store, if you ever notice, like the cereal boxes, like
All
all the cereal boxes, but even so, but you look at the eyes of the character, they're looking down, which is crazy. They literally look down at the kids.
Yeah. They also market the grocery stores or wherever you go, Target, Walmart, and they'll what's it called? They'll put like all the kids stuff on the bottom. That way, it's more accessible for the kids. You know what I'm saying? So that they're they can be like, hey, Dad, buy me this. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, Esau is a mastermind when it comes to advertising and pushing that.
It's wicked, man.
Yeah.
It's fucking wicked, bro. And Esau got to pay for this shit. He's got to pay for it. You got it.
Yeah, no, that's true, man. But like you said, this is this man's kingdom, man. All right, so this is how he's gonna rule in wickedness. It says I'm gonna start from the top. It says it's predatory, encouraging businesses to prey on each other and people and the environment. It destroys resources needed for its own long-term survival.
Yeah, Baba Kashak, could you read that last part again a little slower?
God. It says it destroys resources needed for its own long-term survival.
It destroys resources needed, right? And I mean, man, look at the track record of Esau Edom. Look at the amount of deforestation, right? The destruction of the water, right? The plastics in the ocean, right? This place, America. I'm talking about specifically Babylon the Great, right? Because Babylon the Great is the biggest consumer nation on the planet Earth.
That's right.
Babylon is the place driving this whole system.
Wait, real quick, can you read that definition one more time? That last part what the brother was just going into.
It says it destroys resources needed for its own long-term survival.
So it destroys resources needed for its own long-term survival. See, the earth is created to rejuvenate itself and regenerate over and over and over and over and over again. So when they're trying to tell you that this resource is running out, that resource is running out, the earth is overpopulated, we need to do this, we need to do that, because this is dying, that's dying. He's the main culprit behind it. You see, he's the one that's destroying the resources, making the earth a wilderness, like it says in Isaiah 24. And he's the one behind it, so that the earth literally is fighting. Now the earth is fighting back against him now.
This is Habakkuk 2 and 5. It says, yea, also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as death, and it cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people, man. So like the scripture is, man, he doesn't keep at home, and his desire is at hell, man. So everything that he consumes, he still can't be satisfied.
Yep.
Whether it be destroying a nation or taking over one part of the world, or even its resources. That's why everything is dying, man. It doesn't have time to regenerate. You got it.
Can I read this last part?
Yeah,
Within kind of what you just said. It says it values goods and services that are extractive.
It values goods and services that are extractive. Now, what is the main good and service that he extracts? Freaking oil, man. But he has to extract from the earth to be able to produce things that you got to pay for. He extracts lithium. You know what I'm saying? He extracts oil, he extracts water, he extracts all these different things that are actually in the earth, freely given to you in the earth. But he'll weaponize it, monetize it, and make you pay for it. But it's for free. This man Esau gotta go, man. He's a goddamn devil, man.
And a lot of these resources that Esau is out here getting, it's really the property of whoever's land that really is. A lot of these things. America is a very vast and resourceful, plot of land. A lot of these things we can extract here. All right, but Esau shows you in Habakkuk 2, he just want what everybody else got. And it's gonna end up biting him in the ass. We'll close on this.
Now this is Sarapis, also known as Ecclesiastes chapter 10, verse 10. It says, the physician cutteth off a long disease.
Right, the physician cutteth off a long disease, and who is that physician? Right, and what is a physician? A physician is a healer. It's somebody that heals. And that's talking about Yahweh Shem Yahushua. You got it up.
God, from the top, the physician cut off a long disease, and he that is today a king, tomorrow shall die.
Right. So he's about to be removed out of the way. You know, that long disease is about to be eradicated, you know, through the spirit and power of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. Beautiful. So, you know, Lord's willing, this camp was edifying. With that, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to
Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua B'Shem HaKakodash.
Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone that taught us this truth. And shalom to the next camp. Shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom.